Says it's on. Yeah, it says we're live. Might check 1, 2. I might have everybody on the phone. Hey, shalom, shalom. Can you hear us, brothers? All good. Hey, first of all, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Ba'Kadash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and shalom out there to the whole Christian truth and all sincerity, man. Yeah, another week, man. You know, things are developing nicely. You know, Trump's really pushing these agendas, man. And you got Trump and the WF fighting one another right now. You know, supposedly, right? But that all kind of plays into its own prophecy about the whole hating the beast hating the whore. That's right. All right, because that's going to play out in a particular type of way, right? So we're all looking forward to all these things developing. You know, I know brother got something he wants to get into, so I'm going to brother, you know, get onto that. And so,
Kanye, one of the things we're just kind of discussing on, you know, before the camera started, right, was basically the amount of witchcraft that people are unwittingly consuming in this world, right? I don't know if you could get Isaiah 47, just read into that, right? You know, there's a lot of witchcraft that is pushed in this world by way of, you know, these social media platforms, as an example, right? That's been a heavy a witchcraft that's been put upon the people, right? Because people will be watching clips and watching videos, right, thinking and not really taking heed to what it is that they're actually witnessing and observing, not understanding that Esau is putting enchantments on them. Okay, that's one of the reasons. You know, there are several reasons, but that's one of the reasons, right? These women are bugged out. These men are hella effeminate, like, because that was a topic. How he with his media will push what happy wife, happy life. He'll push I'm so lucky to have you, all of that sort of stuff, that spirit, you know, of worshiping the Queen of Heaven. Okay, but people aren't aware, aren't privy to these things, right? So you got that, bro?
It's a book of Isaiah 47, and we start from 9. I mean, we start from 8. Therefore, hear now this thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Because ultimately, when you really look into it, America's never really been touched. Okay, America's never really been touched. It may be like, but Pearl Harbor, this, that, and the other, right? But the information is that really they knew that was coming, right? They just, as always, need a reason, right? But even that's witchcraft. Right, but even then, that's witchcraft in itself, right? Even was the whole plane crash the other day between the helicopter and, which for me, I'm just like, bro, how does that even happen in 2025? Smashing into a helicopter.
That's one of the biggest conspiracy
theories. The worst thing about it, the people that are behind it or also playing into it.
Yeah.
Because even Trump saying, well, how come the helicopter was there? Why didn't it move out the way? Why? Because the same questions the normal people would ask. But it's like, we don't know though.
Exactly.
You know, but you're crazy because like, you think there's a reason behind it.
Exactly.
Why is it there?
Exactly.
Was that the Boeing 7 one as well? Yeah, the Boeing as well.
The
news recently, Boeing administration.
Right.
Getting sued, and they're doing like big conferences on why their
planes keep dropping. Yeah. No, it'll be interesting. No, this one was with the one that crashed into the Black Hawk.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I don't know if you remember. There's a movie called it's got Baptista in it.
right? He's like a preacher in it, right? I can't remember the title of the movie, man. But one because he's like some sort of prophet, right? He was saying this gay couple, right, and his children, right? Is it the Lord, something like that? So right? But one of these prophecies, the planes were falling out of the sky. And then one day it came along and all these planes were falling out of the sky. But it's funny they have a lot of these planes falling out of the sky in these different types of movies and stuff, man. Even in Leave the World Behind, was there a plane in that?
Yeah. All the planes were crashed, were falling out the sky.
Yeah, so it's not a situation like that. So that's also a prominent thing in this time.
Yeah,
you know.
Nolan as well.
Yeah.
Massive plane crash.
Yeah.
They used just last night when Ethan said he predicted that there was going to be plane crashes.
Yeah.
Chatting shit. So he'd like to say he took out of the movie the Nolan.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. What they put in the movies is what they plan on doing.
Yeah.
Round and round about.
Which, well, once again, one of the things, I speak as a man, as when I say this, but one of the things is, well, actually, no, it's their agenda. You ain't gonna be traveling anywhere. That is part of what they want. So they want you. They want, because that's the thing. I remember one guy was talking about a train crash that happened, and one of the things he said is like the reason you hear about train crashes when they happen is because they're so rare. Okay, that when it does happen, it's like, oh my god, that happened, right? So all of a sudden, why are they constantly like pushing and allowing planes to be falling out and stuff? Because that's ultimately what they're doing. Because they're pushing that idea so that people ain't get used to not doing those things, right? Oh, it's bad for the environment anyway, right? The idea is you ain't gonna be doing anything. That is what these devils are planning.
That's what the apostle said with that passport bros thing.
Yeah.
Jumping on the plane now,
you don't know.
But this is the thing, right? In Esau's world, right? He make you believe that making strides forward, making things better, right? But how comes more planes are crashing?
Exactly.
You think you'd master something, right? All these designs that you've got to make it better over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you getting more accidents now?
Exactly.
No man, always find the black box.
Yeah, but this
That's
is the thing.
designed to survive.
That's designed to survive. Exactly. But you know what? One of the things they said, because you had the South Korea plane crash back end of last year, the black box stopped working. And this is the thing. If it went and this is why we say all of these things are designed as snares and entrapments because he's got an agenda to push, right? Because of the South Korea, when a plane doesn't have wheels, it can still slow down, right? It does. It's built for certain things. It doesn't use its wheels to slow down. Yet it hit that wall at full speed. And then now they're saying the black box that hasn't got the last 4 minutes, right? Showing you that these guys are playing a game.
Agendas.
These guys got agendas, but that's what we're going into. All of the witchcraft that Esau pushes in his world. Okay?
It goes on to say, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and the widowhood.
Yeah, so right, up until this point, America's been untouched. Okay? But what the Lord is about to touch America.
Just to go back to the point, because all these plane crashes, all the boats crashing, that's the old world, isn't it?
Exactly.
So this is the new world order. They want to get rid of the old world.
Yeah.
Destroy the old Georgia Guidestones.
Exactly.
Everything they're doing now is for the fourth industrial.
Yeah, the infrastructure that you're used to is being taken away from you.
Exactly.
Right, and the new infrastructure is being built, which is what you're going to consume now. Because I've been playing this game, Cyberpunk, right? Yeah, the animated, that's good as well, right? But they got these like mega buildings, right? And everything's in there. Everything's in there. Anything you want is pretty much in this massive complex, right? But you see these types of buildings being propped up now, where they got all the kind of shops you want. It's not quite like a mega building in the game, but everything is around.
Yeah,
you don't really need to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the new infrastructure. That's the future they envision, right? You don't go nowhere. We don't need to go nowhere. That's why they're building 15-minute cities and the like, right? So you don't really have to go nowhere. You got a certain, like prison. You got, you're allowed to have your hour walking around. But that's all you're limited to.
Yeah, you got the wing.
Yeah. But even on that, because in London, as an example, you can't drive in London like you used to anymore. It's all 20 miles an hour, which damages your car
and charges.
And then a lot of what was referred to as low traffic neighborhoods, basically you're restricted to this one road. You can't take a left, you can't take a right, otherwise you get fined.
And now you people thought, oh, if I got an electric car, that'll be all right. And now you're getting charged for using that in there. So there's no winning.
There's no winning.
There's no winning. There's no way around it. What they're trying to do is eliminate all these things.
Exactly. But even like, so for myself, the reason why I don't have a car, because I was like, bro, I can't drive it if I get it. but that's the mentality that they want to push in people's minds, so that they don't get into these things, so that they're not they get used to putting on the VR goggle.
Because the whole idea behind the WF, when they say, you should own nothing and be happy, the idea behind that you will be happy is the fact that you don't need them. You don't need a car. You don't need to own a car. You don't need. Well, you have a building of some type that you'll live in. Maybe those pop-up box rooms that you can. Right, but you don't need to own your house because we'll provide housing for you. Right, you don't need things, and you'll be able to operate okay. Right, but the whole thing behind that is them taking away shit from you.
Exactly.
Your freedoms, your liberties, your rights.
That's the mark of the beast system.
That's right.
Because you're just gonna basically be they call you useless eaters for a reason. Because you're not usable for anything no more.
You don't need to
inanimate or whatever they want to call it. So they're gonna have the robots taking over most of the jobs.
Yeah.
Because the robot doesn't need the maternity leave. You don't need to take breaks. They can just work 24/7.
That's right. I say you don't need to go on holiday because you can do it for the VR goggles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which they showed you that in Black Mirror, the one with Kalua, where he's in that box, and then it was everything they what it's like you said, the mega building, but you just couldn't see it was a mega. They cycle.
Yeah, to stay in one confined building. Yeah, gym.
They think they're going on country walks and shit. You know what I mean? So they believe that they can offer you an alternative to reality, so to speak, and you'll be happy with that. You'll be mind fucked essentially. Like Equilibrium, they're all docile, man. They were just doing what they were doing. Until they came off the drugs. Go crazy.
So even Demolition Man the other week of Simon Phoenix, and it was showing you like Esau just wants people deported to stay in their areas, the derelict areas and the rich. Basically, they was already living in a smart city, but they wanted to use him as like to cause chaos, so they can bring forth another order as well. So it's showing you, man, predictive programming, man.
Witchcraft. Which allows us a nice segment, unless you got a point, but allows segue back into the precepts.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
Yeah, and it's like in their perfection, man. So we ain't gonna be in a situation where people may be like, oh yeah, we can try if we do this, then we can circumvent. No, these plagues are gonna come upon America. It's just exactly how the Most High intended them to, man. Even on that, I want to look into that word perfection. If you can carry on.
As it goes on to say, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Yeah, for the multitude of thy sorceries. And this is it. It's like, once again, Baruch the Abba Hashem Yahshua, we can see these things. Because when you sit down and you actually watch, pretty much everything you see is witchcraft. From the logos of the food, from the place you get your food, right? Everything pretty much on your television. Everything that you hear these politicians are saying, right, is just straight up psyops and witchcraft, to the point where really you're kind of like, well, for instance, the thing that I was watching listen to the elders in Dallas yesterday.
Yeah, one of the things my bitch came up.
Yeah, she saw. But basically, one of the things is they now coming out. It's like apparently them Black Hawks some kind of fly themselves and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So then it's even the thing was like, so wait, did that even really happen? Did they actually bomb it, or what exactly actually happened? Nowadays you just don't know, right? Because everything that Esau pushes out is witchcraft.
In 2 Thessalonians, it talks about Satan being revealed, the children of Satan, son of perdition, and that strange and lying wonders, will be in his hand, basically, man. So that's what they use to perform these spells. Everyone on the earth right now is under massive spells.
Well, even on that, because what does it say? It says Esau, Satan be transformed into an angel of light.
Right? Like the guy Trump.
Exactly.
Because all of a sudden, all the things that Trump said he was against,
now
first week in office, he's straight for it.
He's supposed to save you.
Now he's the false Messiah, AI Messiah. Basically, he's the AI Messiah. Basically, because they was looking for an AI Messiah and he's the one that's going to be bringing order through the AI, and that's going to basically entrap people into more and more, more privileges taken up, more rights taken away, and all that. You see what's going on with the ICE raids and all that. Esau's coming down, man. It's all part of the program, man.
And
depopulation.
That's it. Yeah. Because it's like with E, E can go. Just basically, everyone knows that he's the devil, but he can still go around anywhere and be treated well.
100%.
He can go to the islands, despite everything he did on the islands, right, and be treated this, that, and the other.
You know another thing that proves, man, the world worship money, man.
Yeah.
Because Esau's one with the power and the money, man, and all they want to do is make money off him, and that's why these nations are likened unto harlots, man, that are in bed with the whore, basically. You dealt with fornication. Because you sold yourself out just to do deals with this devil, man. You've accepted his wine, his philosophies, his witchcrafts, in order to make yourselves more profitable.
They're gonna do it again.
Yep.
Because he's putting people in the court. Look, now he's gonna cut all these bitches. Now you women are gonna start feeling the crunch, man.
Yeah.
Because he says, "Rise up, you women are at ease, man." You know, you're gonna lament for the teats. Now he's gonna cut all your welfare, your SNAP, all these different benefits. You women are gonna start crying, man. Exactly. The national teeth.
That can happen.
He's gonna put you back you up into more of a corner where you ain't gonna have a choice but to take the seat.
You ain't gonna be when the MOTB comes out, man. You ain't gonna be talking about my body, my rights type shit. Because you're gonna be desperate for that shit, man.
Yeah.
You women especially will be desperate for that fucking shit.
Even what proves that is right now what's happening with Barclays right now. Because like literally in a flick of a switch, all of a sudden you can't do transfers, you can't access your account, you can't do shit.
That's to me that sounds like it's a major cyber attack.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like to me.
They're trying to say it's a glitch, but of course, 100%.
Going back to the point where you just talked about the 15-minute cities, you got a precursor of that during the COVID. What was they saying? You can't come out. You got to be forced imprisoned in your house. You can't come out. You can only come out for an hour within a certain mile radius. You go over that mile, you're gonna get arrested.
They were going hard in Australia. In Australia, they were going hard.
Was just 5 miles.
You saw them. You remember there was even chicks. Once again, going to show you that in that time, all of this women's living that is going to be all rolled back. Because remember, there was one chick. I think she didn't want to wear a mask or something.
You don't talk to her.
Having like the average citizen, seeing people that ain't got masks on going crazy. Those same people still might be alive today, looking stupid. Acting all erratic because a man didn't want to wear a mask, want to wear a dog mask because everyone else is wearing one. You know, that's how people just lose their mind. They're gonna go from civilized to uncivilized real quick.
Second Ezra 15 and 16 to the point, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another.
And if I can say on that, sedition among men, you're seeing all of these things happening all throughout the world. Right? How many governments at the moment are in positions where people are questioning the government?
Oh, bro, every government.
Pretty much every government. There's turmoil in Germany, turmoil in Britain, turmoil in America, right? Turmoil all throughout the world in terms of these different governments, right? And people out there on the streets protesting. But these things, when you read it in Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, right, says, measure thou the time diligently. When you see these things happen, then she shall know that the salvation is close, basically.
Even turmoil in the land of Israel.
Yeah.
That they're meant to be the chosen people, right? They're meant to be God's holy land, and they're meant to be the chosen people. There's turmoil there. Why?
It's supposed to be a ceasefire. More than hundreds of thousands of people.
But are clapping off, bro. I mean, they're just, bro, they're
trying to walk back into Gaza.
The evidence is for the whole world to see, man. But it's whether you can accept it or not. That's right. You know.
It's only going to get worse, man. Look, we just left January, man. We're just coming into the month of February now. And look how much has happened since January the 1st, man.
Well, especially since January 20th, whenever Trump came in.
Yeah, since
December.
That first day, January the 1st, you had the lightning strikes. Since that day, look at how much different cases have come upon just the earth, man.
It's been mad.
Prophecies are not tarrying, man.
It's been mad. Well, we
already
also had the explosion in front of Trump Tower.
I'm saying, even they saw one in London recently, the cyber trucks.
Right.
They said it's illegal in London, the UK, Europe, isn't it? I'm not allowed to have them in Europe and that. So the police must have arrested the guy and cyber truck and all that. You know, because they just look monstrous anyway, man. They don't even take up both of the lanes, man. You can't just drive that.
Real American truck that.
That's powerhouse, man.
Which, even that was once again was all inside. Because what did remember what Musk said? Yeah, you see, if it wasn't for a cyber truck, right, a lot more people would have died. And it's just like, bro. So they took that as an advertisement for it. It was crazy.
Trust us.
like it protected people.
Yeah, so there's a lot more things to come, man. We're going into this Passover is going to be a blood moon as well. Many more signs in the heavens that shit is going to get drastically worse.
Yeah.
Like that's why it says in Daniel 12 it's going to be a time like never before seen on the earth. It's going to be like unparalleled, man. The amount of hell the Lord's going to unleash on this earth right now and these people.
That's right.
That's why you've got the prophets out here telling brothers to repent, man. Telling you sisters to repent, man. Get right, because once the doors of mercy are closed, that's it, man.
That's it.
So read something quickly. So 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. In 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn. You can't say this world is in a happy-go-lucky spirit, man. I mean, people are trying to be optimistic, but the reality is,
that's why they're all on drugs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But they're all coping. They're all trying to cope. It's not that things are good for them. They're just trying to cope, and that's why Esau fills you up with a whole bunch of different shit, distractions to try and take your mind off shit, man. Fill you with drugs, put fucking bullshit on the TV. To kind of keep you from what's really happening, so you don't off yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But really, this place is fucked, right?
Bread and circuses, isn't it?
That's it, right? So the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. Sorrows, nothing but sorrows is in front of us, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. All the governments are telling you, man. Shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer, all the promises he made here in the UK, he's gonna do this and do that, help working people and all this bullshit. Guess what? Nothing but fucking taxation and job losses on the horizon.
Yeah.
GDP is fucking neutral, ain't fucking going nowhere.
Another one. You got questions on the TV the other day, and the woman was like, "Why are you spending $3,000 on glasses, bro?" Just look, man. People need things and all that.
I need
excuses.
Well,
we all need things in this life.
That's why.
You spending $3,000 on fucking designer glasses.
That's what
I mean, if that was like the norm, like guys just pay people's their benefits up to that much, innit? Take care of their shit. Make people be allowed or able to afford these types of things, because you're living beyond your means because it's free on taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
And you notice these politicians always do the same shit. Anytime they get into office, first thing they start doing is paying for their own shit. They start
fucking Boris's wallpaper.
You know what I'm saying? Remodeling their house over and all refurbishing.
Second house, third house, some of them.
Boris Johnson said president shop in IKEA,
bro. Okay, fine.
Didn't he curse out John Lewis?
Yeah, he did. IKEA and John Lewis.
And for brothers in the States, John Lewis. Well, I would love to shop at John Lewis. That shit's expensive.
You used to go there back to
buy one.
But to like kit out your yard with John Lewis, and he was cursing that.
That's like the M&S of like food shopping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not your Audi, right?
Yeah.
M&S is up standard. The Waitrose type thing, isn't it? Shopping in John Lewis, man, you're doing all right.
High-end shopping. Yeah, that's
but they do that. But this is the rich down on the poor. They do it. The scripture tells you that, man. So these leaders are not really for the people, because they're making everyone fucking poor, man. Everybody. Anyone that's not a part of that, the upper echelon, they're making everybody fucking poor, man. And they despise you and want to brand you like fucking cattle.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. They're actually gonna brand you like cattle by putting that marking.
That's right.
That's to show you that they look at you like the sheep of the earth.
That's right. They're happy to take the piss out of you, man. But they just put on the happy face when it comes to election time, you know?
Yeah, they use you. It's like Trump. He wanted to vote, talking about all these minorities come and vote for him and all that. And now look at him. His first thing he's come, his first week in office, and he's turning on all these voters, man.
Yeah.
He's turning on all the people that put him in office.
Because what they're going to do for the next 4 years? Fuck all, man. They ain't got an opportunity to vote him out. He says he's going to be the last president. So you ain't going to have no options, man.
You had Latinos for Trump, and then as soon as he got in office,
as
soon as he got in,
now they're in panic mode, man. They don't even know if they're going to get a knock on the door in the middle of the night by these bounty hunters. Bounty hunters out here now.
Yeah.
Everyone's turning into a bounty hunter, bro.
Shit.
In their own neighborhoods and shit.
I mean, to call people that originally were in the land before you, to call them illegal is mad.
It's madness, bro.
When you're like the ultimate illegal immigrant everywhere.
You're the biggest.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to say that, bro?
Yeah,
Come on.
This is the book of Ephesians, the 6th chapter, verse 12. On the previous way. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right. So again, all this witchcraft, man, all these demons that they're consulting with. Right. That's what we're really up against. Right? These men in power, they're not your average guy. Right? These men are juiced into dark spiritual practices, man. Dark witchcraft. These average Edomites don't know shit. They're just participators of the elites, of the elite genders. You know what I'm saying? That's why they do all the Christmases and Easters. They're participants only. They don't know how to do it. That's why they're not prospering. That's why they're still getting fucked over. But the elites now, they're prospering out of their witchcraft, man.
100%.
Oh yeah, you just had Biden pledge allegiance. He's a 33-degree Grand Mason now, man.
Yeah.
As soon as he left office, they went to the lodge and they made him a Grand Master now.
Now he stands in the hall, just with guys like your founder, fucking I forgot his name all of a sudden, man. Your founder of your nation.
Oh, the founder, yeah. Washington.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know why this disappeared out of my head. Like, you know, but yeah, just like your man Washington, man, George Washington.
Yeah, they were all Masons. The founding forefathers.
Greats.
Yeah, the founding forefathers were all Masons, man.
Yeah.
That's why they got the slogan "Land of the Free."
That's why he man says on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Land of the Free and Home of the Slave, Home of the Brave. But really, they say that free was supposed to be Land of the Freemasons.
Yeah.
And homes of the slaves, basically.
Yeah. Because you know, because it was in Isaiah 47 that goes into that.
So you just said it as well. You reading the Isaiah 47, yeah. With the witchcraft. This guy basically declared himself a warlock, man.
Yeah.
And Trump's no different.
Trump's the same shit.
You know what I'm saying? They act like they're different, but they're all the same. They're all in on it. Part of these secret groups and all that kind of stuff.
That's why Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible. So you're not supposed to swear on the scriptures anyway. But that's why he didn't dare put his hand on the Bible, because they know that they're all Satanists, man.
See, the worst thing about if you would have said like before, oh yeah, he's a Freemason and that, they'll be like, oh, you're a conspiracy first and that.
Yeah. But
the thing is, he must have been there. He must have been one the whole fucking time, right?
Yeah.
Because how did you jump to 33 degree at the end of your administration?
Exactly.
You don't need to do that. He was obviously a part of it before.
All this time you've been Sleepy Joe. Now you just took the top wall.
Why he's snipping out little girls' ears and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know something deep and crooked is going on, bro.
So that shows you, man, that the leaders of this world, they're not God-fearing.
They're demons, bro.
They're a bunch of
They're demons, man. And this is the type of individual we're up against on a spiritual level, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they got people ready to kill each other. Like Trump and Biden were sat next to each other at the funeral, cracking jokes. Bro.
They were laughing and joking about, look what we're doing next. About basically the next plans, man. They was laughing and joking about.
Exactly, you know, like, yo, Joe, they actually think you're sleepy. They actually think I'm going to save them.
They actually think I'm black and all that.
You're gonna find out he wasn't senile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wasn't senile. He wasn't, he wasn't forgetting his words. He was playing an act.
It was an act. They're the top actors, man. To be a politician, you have to be able to do theatrics.
Exactly. You got to channel those spirits, bro. Because the same thing actors do channel spirits, right?
You got to be masters in theatrics.
You go through a lot of the same training. You got media training.
Yeah.
Where you go, I don't know the word, but one where how to speak a certain way, how to portray yourself.
That's why they get media training. Like
media,
That's why they never answer a fucking question.
Exactly.
They're trained to do that. The twist words, the circumlocute word, the answers and all that. They don't answer a straightforward question. Like you ask me something, I'll give you a straight answer. They go around the whole shit. Well, and this and that. They're falsifiers, man.
Yeah. And if I can add, but that's why one of the things. That's why we don't have dealings with these. That's why we don't go on his interviews and stuff like that, because he knows how to twist words and manipulate words. And even if you hold your own, he's got the editing software.
Yeah. And that's like these Christians as well. These false or fucking anti-Christians. That one, these Israelites can't stop debating that Captain Zariak and all that. Every week he's got a debate going on right now with a damn Christian. Yeah. They do the same shit as these politicians, man. They never answer straightforward questions because, first of all, they don't know nothing. Yeah. So it's endless debating, words of strife for no reason. No one's getting edified. There's no point debating these Christians. Stay away from them, man.
That's why we're here just to tell you, man. Yeah. We're not here to have a discussion about it. We're here to tell you what things are, what things ain't.
Whether they forbear.
And if it ain't on that level, man, there's no point us being there. That's why I was supposed to say we don't want to go on no debate show. Yeah, man. We're here to tell you what's what. We're not here to listen to your side of the story.
Don't care.
You know what I'm saying? Go on.
Hey, this is the book of Job, the 13th chapter, verse 4. But you are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value.
Yeah. That's the whole
That's what they practice in. That's what devils do. They lie, deceivers, right? And that is what they're experts in. They're good at dodging questions and averting eyes and ears that's what they do. The subversion is part of their weapon, part of their sword.
Yeah.
You know, they're very well exercised in those things.
Frame of deceit.
Yeah.
That's right. So there's no dealing with Esau because he just won't. He ain't gonna be straight with you anyway. And if he does say something, it's gonna be with the forked tongue type shit.
He doesn't play fair.
No.
Once again, because you got, what was it, Colombia, I think it was, turned back the military jet, taking the...
Trump just imposed 25%. They turned back 2.
Yeah, and then I think within a couple of hours, there was
sanctions.
because that's the thing with America, it's do as I say or else.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why...
And that's why Trump can go around threatening people, threatening nations, threatening organizations, right? Because America has that power. America is that golden city in the world. And they have the power to do that. Because without America, everything's kind of fucked, to be honest. Like, the economy is all messed up.
That's one of the things Elder Ariella always speaks on about, this supposed financial war between America and China. It was like, no, China needs America. Who are they going to sell to? We read that in Revelation, the 18th chapter. All of the merchants of the earth wailing, not because they loved America, but because they know that they need... You lose.
Because China also owns a large portion of America's debt as well. So if America fails as a failed investment, they're going to lose a lot of money. Bro.
China want America, man. They want to do business with America. That's why they're not going to go too heavy against each other. They'll talk shit against each other. But in terms of real badness, that ain't gonna happen, man. China don't know war.
Unless they force the hand, like and which eventually is gonna happen. They're gonna go to war anyway.
But I even checked at the GDP of the top 10 countries last year, right? And I know they say China's a big powerhouse, right? But America's still fucking way beyond it. What about that 10 trillion some stupidness, man? That's a lot of fucking money.
Because I remember speaking to one Moabite. One of the things he said was, China's making money, but there's a billion of us. So you got to spread that billion all across. Well, you got to spend all of the money that they make over that wealth over a billion people. Whereas America's only got 200 million people,
and they're making more.
That's why they're the harlot that sitteth upon many waters.
Because you're their slave labor. That's why they make it. Because you're in that position.
Yeah, but I said no country, no nation has ever gotten rich without some slave labor. Even when we build our kingdom, we're gonna have slaves building our kingdom.
Intensive slavery that's needed. Yeah, we ain't gonna build nothing in the kingdom, man.
I ain't never seen no, poor American doing the menial jobs in the country. I've never seen that.
Yeah, the railway system and all that was built by the slaves, the Irish and the natives, and that slaves that they got. Those are the ones that built the railway system in America.
I just wanted to read this quickly from Sirach chapter 12. Let's start with verse 10. I'm gonna jump down there, right? It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rust is so is his wickedness."
Yeah, man.
Right, and this is what Satan is. This is what Esau is. He's a great deceiver. So you can't trust him because whatever he says, he doesn't honor. Right.
Yeah.
And you have to know that about his character, but that is what he's made to be like. Right. I'll read verse 11 and jump down. It says, "Though he humbled himself and go crouching," so you put on the act.
Yeah.
He's good at doing that. Right, to hide his true intentions. Right, so he said, though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So even in this humble state that he pretends to be in, you gotta be careful with this fucker, man. 100%. Because he's looking to fucking eat you.
Yeah.
Look at Trump's become the new Hitler now, man.
Yeah.
He's the new dictator.
But that was saying that to me the other day. You know who reminds you of? Reminds you of Hitler.
He's a straight dictator now, man. That's what he's on.
Yeah.
He got the green light from the elites to say, like, yeah.
But it takes a pompous person to do that, right? Yeah. And Trump fixed that bill, man. So we hope that this is his. We hope he is the last president, man.
Yeah, these are the ancient Caesars of ancient Rome coming back to the reincarnation, man. All these Caesars, Biden, Trump, all these guys, they're all part. Even Musk.
But truly, his stout is more than his fellows, man. His pompous look is more stout than his fellows. Truly, that does characterize Trump. Because he's the least fucking qualified of any politician that's ever been in rulership.
He's not even a politician.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? But now he's some sort of mega politics, rule of a country now, and all he was a businessman beforehand. He didn't know nothing about fucking politics. All these other ones were groomed to be politicians. They have better qualification than Trump does by fucking miles, man.
Yeah.
But he's still more proud than all of those because he thinks he knows better. Yeah, he's better, right?
Look how he
never before.
No, so look how he walks around. Like, for instance, he'll be the G7 and everyone's doing the walk, and Trump's so like Trump will just do that.
Yeah, Trump actually walks with authority. Like he actually running shit because he is running shit. The face is running shit, man.
When he
but he knows he's above all these other goons, man. You know,
Yeah.
he's the ruler of the most powerful country on the planet by a large margin. So he ain't gonna listen to nobody's shit.
Yeah. He's the only one that's done that. Gone on the stage and started doing the Trump.
Not quite as bad as Trees Amazing. That was awful.
Even on that though, because remember when he came and he was walking in front of the Queen, and I was a big, this has never happened before, because there's, you know, the head of state is supposed to be away. That you
the order,
etiquette. Yeah, he was like, "Mom, I'm Trump. You know who I am."
100%.
I bomb your country.
Exactly.
Even with NATO, bro,
America, respect or bomb your country.
That's that pride in their heart, man. That's deceived them, man.
Yeah,
because America funds over half of NATO's bills, NATO's
Yeah.
bills. The first thing he said when he was campaigning is, I'm gonna defund NATO. I'm gonna get these leaders, these European leaders, to fund NATO more. Otherwise, I'm pulling the funding. He even left the World Health Organization as well.
Yeah. He's defunding the Canada.
Yeah,
you're putting tariffs on them and all kinds of shit, man. He's been a problem.
Yeah, he's doing things that even the courts are saying that you can't do that. Like,
Trump don't give a fuck. That's
you
like,
don't give a shit. He's like,
gonna force it
disbarred.
through.
But once again, though, going back to the topic of witchcraft, because this is it. He's not the one. He's not sitting up there with the McDonald's and Canada Code, like writing these laws.
No.
Right? He's got people and teams that are doing that for him, and they know what's legal or not. They know what they can get away with. But once again, with the word that the brothers have used, the theatrics.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it say? Theatricality and deception.
Powerful agents.
To the uninitiated.
Yeah,
We are.
it's not like he's starting with telling like, you can't do that though because that's not lawful. Of course he knows. Of course he knows. Yeah. Because what having staff.
Yeah. Especially as having been a businessman where you're constantly having to worry if I do this, I might get
you got bad lawyers on the shit.
Always.
100%.
Saying, can I do this? Can I do that? It's always that. And America's nothing about a corporation. It's the same way.
100%.
You know? So that's just all for the show of things.
Show, that's it.
You know?
But anyway, it's beautiful because it's showing you in live time the demolition, the destruction of America, man. American society just is slowly but surely just, disintegrating into the depths of chaos.
It's an entertaining show for the public to consume. Again, part of the witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're buying into this character that is being portrayed.
Yeah.
Right? To feed this situation that's going to occur. Right? This global chaos and a tyrant and head of America. And it's supposed to feed all this feeling, right? To create instability. Right? But again, it's not by accident. It's all been scripted. It's all been scripted. Right, by at least hopefully the Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
Right, to play out this way.
Yeah.
Let me just finish this up. I'll hand it back over. So it's Sirach 12:11 says, though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So he's the same old devil he's always been, man. He's always been treacherous. He's always been a liar, and every nation knows this. Right. Jumping to verse 16, it says, an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. So he puts on the act to get you where he wants you to be, right? To get you in a predicament, right? Because you give him benefit of the doubt and all this type of shit. Oh, well, they had to do it because the last government they kind of fucked things up. But it's all a ploy. It's all just excuses and reasons why you're getting the MOTB. That's what it leads to, right? It says he will weep with his eyes. We had Matt Hancock crying during the pandemic, crying.
That's terrible.
Someone's grandma or some shit. I just want to see their grandparents.
I want him in the kingdom, man.
Remember, I said you gave the answers. I said my cousin, my auntie's cousin's sister.
Yeah,
caught me. So
at the same time, he's boning chicks in
someone else's wife.
Yeah, bro. It's like what?
Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
He's slimy, man. But that's you Edomites in general, right?
That's it.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, so once he's in a position to, which is what he's doing for himself, creating himself the angle, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say because that made me think as well. What does it say in it was Hebrews? So he sought it carefully with tears, right? That's Esau for you, man. Right? He knows how to, like, for instance, what do they always say? As an example, white women tears.
Yeah, crocodile.
Yo.
Don't buy that shit.
If you're in the workplace and you see Becky crying, walk the other way, man. You don't want to be associated with
trouble
that
right
shit.
there.
That's trouble.
You know, they should bottle that shit, man.
Yeah.
They probably sell it on fucking OnlyFans or some shit.
Real shit, bro. Real shit. You're laughing, but
No, it's true.
real shit.
Crazy people out there
Why
will do
would
that.
£20.
Pure.
Rest from the eyes of a white woman.
Angel's eyes. Angel's eyes.
But that's what they make it sound these Edomites to be. But that's why we put the precept earlier on, right? Satan be transformed into an angel of light, because people genuinely look at him like that.
Yeah, man.
Here it is,
But
like
oh, bro. Remember the Cambridge guy? She stabbed up her boyfriend.
Yeah,
and the judge said, she's too intelligent to go to.
Yeah, she got a
prison.
because she's like a doctor, like a surgeon or some type of shit.
Yeah.
And like we need surgeons, right? So yeah, we need to let this go off the hook because we need more surgeons. Basically. What?
Crazy, bro.
All right, so you can get away with crimes when it still feels like it. If you're not being productive, it's like, fuck you, and you're going down forever. But if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Because blood's always on his mind, man. Death and destruction is always in his mind. You know?
Example given those Palestinians, man.
Oh, bro.
Where it was like, at some point, you could have been like,
day.
we've killed enough. But like, it cannot be satisfied because he wanted more.
And that goes back to the spirit of Cain.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why the connection between Esau and Cain and Esau and the wicked, that's all there, like I said, all to be seen. But obviously, the Edomite ain't never going to admit that, obviously. But, you know, even these other people, they find it hard to accept that this guy's really the devil, man.
Yeah.
You know, they find it hard, but they're seeing it more and more.
Yeah, seeing it.
It's becoming harder to argue with it.
Veil's being pulled back. And even with us, like, we further the affliction. You're supposed to, you know, after a while, you're supposed to let up on us, but you never let up. We're still to this day, we're still in captivity.
There was no year of Jubilee or nothing like that. You know, these men were so holy and righteous, right? Knew the Bible. There was never no year of Jubilee or anything like that. Man was like, nah, constant slavery for you.
Under debt.
Yeah.
You're in just debt forever.
Sent us out with nothing.
Death, yeah.
Sent us out with nothing when we went to give us substance.
Pay the slave owners instead.
You know, you can't call yourself righteous at any moment in time, bro. It doesn't work.
All these nations know this story. It's just that right now, it benefits them as we read
because they're not on the bottom.
Yeah,
we're on the bottom.
Exactly.
So they don't give a fuck.
You know,
Psalms 83.
Then also, what is it? In Wisdom speaks basically about how not wisdom, Judith, Salaki, the 5th chapter, right? That ultimately it's like us on this bottom allows them an opportunity to be doing something, right? But all these nations know what Esau did. Yeah. That's why whenever it's convenient for those nations to take a dig at America, who do they bring up? They bring up the plight of Jake in America, man.
Yeah, that's the immigration problem. You got all kind of immigrants in America, but they're concentrating specifically on the indigenous tribes that were already in the land before all these immigrants started floating over there. But they're getting the main blame. It doesn't make no fucking sense, man. That's because Esau's being picky.
They want the fucking land back.
And they allowed that.
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Esau's the reason that they're fleeing there anyway in the first place, because he's the one that fucked up their lands, bro. To the point.
And that was another thing. Him putting all these tariffs on these different nations down. What do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna go to more prosperous nations.
Exactly.
So they end up in Europe. They end up in America.
I was watching something earlier on, right? It was on basically how when you sign a free trade agreement with America, you're basically ceding CED, not SEED, but you're basically ceding power and control and the ability to produce yourself to America, because what's going to happen is your megacorps from the States are going to come and move in, and then basically you're messed up. You can't compete. Let's be real. You want to start a drinks company, I dare you to compete with Coca-Cola. Right? But even just the products that they make water, they make fans, they make stuff you wouldn't even think they make. Yeah. Okay, you can't compete with that. But that's what happens when Esau comes in. The country specific was Mexico. And it said for 5 years, Mexico was actually doing okay from the deal. But ever since then, their GDP has flatlined. Because once again, you can't compete with these people. So that's why whenever you sign an agreement with Esau, there's always a benefit for him and hardly ever benefit for you. Yeah. Okay. And if I can grab this off the back of Sirach 12, right? So Sirach 13, right? From 4 it says, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. if thou have anything,
so that also goes if you have nothing, if he calls you to have nothing, he drains you out. Because that's what he does when he goes these days. He drains you out. So when he's taking everything, he'll move on to somewhere else and do it again.
Yeah.
That's what he's done. That's his history.
Cannot be satisfied.
Yeah. Look at Saddam, bro. When Saddam was useful to America, he was getting all kind of finance. They were backing his army. The moment he attacked one of their allies in the Middle East, the man with Bush weapons of mass destruction. We must stop him.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the same with the Gadites, man. When they came and took over the land and they gave them the first plots of land to the Gadites, right, or to the natives, right. When they found out there was stuff there still, they told them to move on. They took that place too and drained the gold out of it or whatever, man.
Yeah.
They left it with the smallest part of land where it's like pretty much fucked.
Yeah.
Because you destroyed all the land already. In the wars with them.
Wow.
All the buffalo were gone and all these kinds of things. And you just destroyed everything. It's like, well, if there's nothing here, you can have this part.
There's too much shit. There's too much things that's happened in history to quantify the reasons why the so-called white man's the biggest colonizer and the devil on the face of the earth, man. You can't run from these your history, man. It's evidence is there, in plain sight.
And this man is prophesied in the scriptures.
Yeah, man. Like, you're the main guy, man, that's been doing this for centuries. Ain't just no one little, a few years or whatever. You've been doing this shit for centuries, man.
Yeah.
Since the 1400s, you've been there colonizing nations and all that.
It even happens to this day. When Trump come in office, he moves a group of natives from their land as well recently, just as recent as his recent presidency, because they discovered oil fields under there. And he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna move you to us."
That's the earth. The earth's always gonna have resources, bro.
Yeah, because it's there to grow. These are minerals. They grow. You know what I mean? Rocks and metals. They grow in the earth, right? But you mentioned the 1400s, right? But like Rome's the same way, right? Rome went around conquering all these different nations and draining the resources out of these places, man, and made everyone poor. Until the uprising started coming in, and then destabilization was starting happening, and they couldn't fight no more because the Lord had said it's time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is something you do constantly, and always done in power.
Yep.
Always done.
That's it, man.
That's right. So you don't expect something different now. Like we mentioned that the looking glass and it's still rusted, man.
That's why I really like that precept, because it's physics. I always say it's physics. Like if you leave iron out, it will rust.
Everyone make car, it's still rusted.
You
clean it, thinking, oh, it's nice now. Yeah, a month or two later, man, that rust's gonna show up again.
Oxidation.
Because the looking glass is a mirror, but it was made of metal. It's not like glass like we had today. Like it was made of metal, proper polished up. You see your face in it, right? But once that started corroding, it's done.
No, you can do that.
It's you can buff it a bit out. You can see a bit of your face. It's all right, but that's done. It's gonna corrode. It's gonna corrupt the whole thing, and it's not gonna be usable.
Yeah, Esau's a big stain on the world. Like he's like the curse of leprosy.
That's it.
Even though he suffers from leprosy himself, on the earth as a whole, he's a big stain on the earth, man.
That's it.
His iron always comes back to rust.
He's a curse.
He's a curse.
He's a curse on the earth.
That's a very beautiful point, because it's what does it say when you've got a building and your building has leprosy, i.e. mold, right? You try to see if you can stop it, but if you can't, the whole building has to go. You have to take it all out.
New stones.
New stone. All right, and that's Esau. Esau has to be taken out. As the brother was going into, Esau is that virus, that cancer that spreads throughout all the earth. That wicked root, which is why countries, like your China's have been like, we don't want your media here, right? Because when your media and your ways of doing things go into a nation, that nation starts degrading. Once again, it's said several times. What's happening in say the capitals of Ghana, the capitals of Nigeria.
The locals don't want it. The locals complain about this shit, but then they will advertise it like 30 December, go and party and live your life. But hey, man, it's just.
I can understand nations wanting modernization. I can understand it because they're behind, and like I said, it's hard to compete with Esau. So they need to kind of like do something to catch up. But Esau's way is not the way.
Yeah,
it just might take you a little bit longer. It might be some setbacks and shit, but doing it your way that help your people is better than doing it Esau's way. We're just gonna control and destroy everything in the process of it and leave you dry. Because only he benefits, really.
That's why we need Yahweh Shai, man. He's the only one that can deliver us from this devil's hand.
That's right.
No man, no politician on this earth can, deliver us out of the hands of this devil. Except Yahweh Shai, we need a supernatural force, man.
And then you're going to be ruled by a righteous authority.
Yeah.
Which benefits everybody. You got precepts?
Yeah, I've still got more if I can. Says, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee.
Esau's not sorry. When does Esau apologize? He refuses to apologize for
Yeah.
it. Refuses.
Oh, and he forces you to take it.
Not even Obama apologized.
Yeah.
He's meant to be pro-black. He's meant to be a black person.
Yeah. But even so, I was
This is
even
the
just
hip-hop.
thinking of because it's funny to me when Biden went to Hiroshima. I think it was like the 70th.
Yeah.
And then there was like a bomb was dropped on Hiroshima.
Yeah, not our bomb.
April. No, this was the Japanese prime minister. Say he was like a bomb was dropped whilst the perpetrator was
Sit
next
next
to it.
It's a shame.
It's
a
goes
shame.
to show you the power that this man has in the world, where you can't even point out his crimes.
They don't like it.
They don't like it.
The BBC, called you're like that whole theater going on in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called the Israelis prisoners, and they had to come online and apologize and say, no, we used too harsh of a word to basically. It's insane, bro. You can't say nothing against a small some small hack phone somebody up in the BBC and said, listen, you need to get that.
But it's like, once again, on the topic though, that goes into the witchcraft that they're trying to, because everyone knows what is going on in that place right now. It's fucked up.
Yeah,
It's like, I remember on Twitter, man, there was a point where you couldn't scroll, which even that was part of it as well, because they got, how was it you can't post anything on YouTube, right? That's even got the slightest bit of copyright. But these times they're allowing half mutilated dead babies all over the Twitter. That was to desensitize people's minds. Okay. But you got to a point where it was like, bro, you know, I couldn't even scroll, man. I was like, I can't even be looking at this, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone saw that.
Yeah.
Yet the fact that he, on the other hand, is talking about basically being the moral man in the earth, people are starting to look past that. They're like, you're a piece of shit.
Hypocrite.
Quick switch on that. Isaiah 32 and start from like verse 12.
Yep.
About the villain. Because the villain acting like he's the one being persecuted, but he's the fucking villain, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's the troll, man, the scoundrel of the earth.
I mean, this is how he causes confusion, man. Because he pays the victim, and yet he's also the aggressor.
Persecuted, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is like, you're trying to mind fuck people, man.
Yeah.
You know, but you can't be both.
Yeah.
You can't be both, man.
Found it? Verse 12 or something.
Isaiah 32?
32.
32.
Yeah. You get them Edomite organizations that try and like they're fighting the establishment. Like you had loads of charities that bag bare money from people as well, claiming they were going to donate to Palestine and help them man out. Not a penny. It's just not a penny.
Yeah, the Israelis not letting them through. So money disappears.
Wow.
Start from the bountiful part.
Yep. Isaiah 32 and 5.
Yep.
The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Yeah, the vile person is talking about Esau Edom, man. Because really, he's the ultimate villain of the earth. The children, scriptures call him the children of fools and viler than the earth, man. These people are vile, man. These people are decrepit, despicable people. That's why all them kids that are going missing, where do you think they've been? All them tunnels that was burnt in them California fires, who do you think was, putting those kids in those tunnels, man? Distributing and trafficking them kids around the place, man.
And the thing is, it can only be the rich. It can only be the rich and powerful, right? Because we know that these things they cost a lot of money to set up, right? You need a system for them to move around in, right? People being paid off in higher ranks and positions of power. Right? It can only be done by the rich and powerful. And who's more powerful than Esau?
Who's part of their ritual sacrifice? Go ahead.
So I was like, who owns the port?
Yeah, because it's part of their ritual sacrifices, man. They need it because they need to do blood sacrifices to appease their master Satan, spiritual demon Satan. So this is why they do those things. They ain't just doing it for sexual pleasure. They're doing it because they have an affinity and a deep-seated affiliation with Satan, man. Witchcraft, man. What you're going into
to strengthen their bonds.
Yeah. Carry on.
Because say, if anyone of you have ever posted anything abroad, it's long. It's long. It's they're asking this form, that form. If you don't declare something and they find it, so they've got the systems in place to find that I've not declared that I'm sending a phone cross border, but they can't find a whole
crate of children. The whole fucking
exactly.
That's why they call it the black market.
And they make noise as well. Like they
exactly.
They're silent.
Carry on.
says the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the child said to be bountiful.
Yeah, and that word "chel" means a mean, a rude-hearted person, man, or something that's mean-spirited.
Evil.
And that's evil, man. Who encapsulates evil on this earth, man? The violent man of the earth, like I told you in Psalms 140, the so-called white man. There's no one better, man. You know.
But it's Jake though. No,
Yeah,
we're just violent to each other. Really, when you boil it down, we're just violent to each other, man.
Who's the
You've
nation?
got in the whole world and done
Yeah,
all this wickedness.
Houston, the whole nation that takes peace away from the earth. You so-called white people, man.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why, as we were saying last week, that's why when Esau's not around, but the heathen are together, yeah, man, this white man, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that's why in Isaiah 14 it says when this devil goes down, people are going to be like, it's going to be like having a breath of fresh air. It says, is this the man that made this whole world to destroy all these nations?
No respect for you,
real shit.
when you get down to it, these elites, man, they're weak and feeble. They're not. When you look at them, you want to be intimidated by them.
Hell no.
You know, but because they're in league with demons, that's what gives them the power and their status, man.
So it's the Lord. The Lord put them in the power seat. That's the thing. Once the Lord puts you in the power seat, no one can say nothing against you, really, until the Lord decides that's your time's up. Look at our nation, our people. Look at our nation of Jake. Even that's like the Southern Kingdom, Mandingo warriors, you know, big ass tall Jakes, buck Jakes, man. And these devils enslaved, put chains on them, and these devils are looking all decrepit and all that. And they got that. They had us working on plantations like animals and shit, man. Whipping us and all that, taking our women in front of us. Yeah. But we're stronger as a people. We're stronger than them. As it goes back to Jacob and Esau. Yeah. One shall be stronger than. But the reason why that happened is because the Lord put the spirit on these devils. You know, took the spirit of us and put the spirit on these devils to do what they did. Yeah.
It's like a cruel joke, right? You put the basest, weakest man over the nation of Israel, just because the Lord can show his power. It shows his power that way.
That's it.
You know,
the basis of men. Yeah, you raise a man out of the caves to take over the whole globe. A man that was running in the caves, you know, eating fucking lice in his woman's vagina for lunch and dinner. He's taking over the whole fucking globe. No, let him finish that. Isaiah 42.
Yeah, it says, for the vile person will speak villainy, Isaiah 32:6. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity.
That's what these devils have been doing, man. That's what we've been talking about. He's the vile person that's working all these he's magic in the earth, man. All this wickedness, man. And people can't see through the BS, even though they know that, you know, in their heart, in the heart of hearts, they know what he's doing is wrong. He's the devil, but because he's such a master manipulator, they don't come up against him, man. You know, they don't come up against him. Go ahead.
It says, to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against Yahweh.
Yeah, Esau is the biggest hypocrite on the face of the earth. They act like they're the peacemakers, but really they're the biggest warmongers on the face of the earth. All they do is create war. Yeah, but Apostles and all that was going into it last night. BlackRock, all these different companies that the Rothschild owns. All these companies are companies of the inherited, you know, wealth through war, man. You know, they've been set up to bring forth chaos on the earth. The red horse to take away peace from the earth.
Where they say they speak of lightly about oppression, starting to that extent. But that's what they've done, and that's how they generated all their power and their wealth, right? And they act like, you know, they ain't done nothing wrong.
Yeah, concerning
companies and people, or whatever.
I think it says a concerning oppression to speak lawfully.
Yeah, that's
they're proud, man. They're like Trump. Look how proud that devil is, man. But he don't care because they know that they're the main guys on the earth right now. Yeah. So they don't care.
They'll behave. They think that they got justly.
Yeah.
It's not true. None of it.
Yeah, I think like 2 more verses.
Yeah. It says, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and it will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
That's exactly who's that. He's persecuting the poor. They're coming after the tribes now, man. And we've been warning you, man. All this is happening right now. We've been warning you, Jakes, for years, man. So you know, when you're catching hell from the government authorities and they're locking your asses up, putting you in the detention centers, know that the prophets warned you those times to come. That's the beginning of Jacob's trouble, man.
Ezekiel 3, you know, we told you. Our hands are clean.
17. Give them warning from him, you know what I'm saying? So now the time's coming, but Esau's starting to show them horns because they know they got a short time. So now Jake's getting persecuted. Don't come crying to the prophets, man. Unless you repent to Yahweh Shem Yoshai, you're part of the hopeful elect. But don't come crying now, because we warned you for many years. This devil's going to come down on you, man. And now look what's happening. This is what's going to be happening. 2/3 are going to start getting persecuted, man.
Because you're meant to be starting to prepare your mind to leave this place, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Jake don't want to leave. They want to stay in America, man.
that's right.
Deep down, so you can.
That's Isaiah 30, man. Woe to thee that put that trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. Or if you paraphrasing that, your trust in the shadow of Egypt will be your confusion, man. Yeah, because they're bound. Like, our people are so in love with this place. Like, in all honesty, they'll really a lot of even the American military. I was looking into the stats a while back. Are literally the tribes, man, going to war for this, man. Okay. Literally, man. And it's bare Southern Kingdom as well, of course. Judah up in there as well.
Jake always been in the military, man. Make you so good.
Because a lot of the time is they'll offer you goodies. Oh yeah, you get your college education if you join the military, or we'll pay for this if you join the military, etc., etc., etc. But these are all snares and traps.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
If I can build up of your point, this is the thing for us, bro. They don't see anything other than America. They don't see that there's any other way. Some may be like, well, I'll just go to China. They're there, but no. The only good way is the kid. We know there's something better. Yeah. We know that it just isn't here yet. It just isn't here.
Yeah, but that's it. Faith in it, substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
But when you have a carnal mind, you can only see what's in front of you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And so if it's not America, there's got to be another nation, right? It's got to be one of these nations that are doing it right now. You might want to go to Dubai. Oh yeah, Dubai is doing it right now. Yeah, but that's all bollocks. When the Lord comes and destroys everything, well, Dubai wasn't next. Well, China wasn't next.
Exactly.
You know, as it stands, America is still the greatest nation on the earth. And so people have respect of that because you can make money there. It boils down to money and survival.
Yeah.
Right? Because Jake is hella poor. The best place you can make money is America. That's just what it is. You ain't going to move to China. As much as they're doing well right now, them men are slavery. You ain't making money like that. But America's your best chance.
They call it 12.
It's your trap, your cage.
Yeah, it's not going to bring you salvation. The only one that can bring you salvation is Yahweh Shem Yoshai. That's right. And that's what Jake failed to realize. They put their trust in Esau. They put their trust in Egypt instead of the Holy One of Israel. And that's why you're going to get persecuted in these last days. And no one's going to come and deliver you, man. Just like at the time of slavery, Scripture said that part of the curse is no one shall buy you, meaning no one's going to redeem you and deliver you. Yeah. In the time of Jacob's trouble, no one's coming to redeem you either, man. 2/3 are not going to make it, man.
That's why we're the kingsman redeemer. Yes, Yahweh Shai.
He's only looking for the elect, man. The ones that are sighing and crying for the abominations, man. Because if Jake has it their way, all this wickedness that's going on, they'll still want to be here with the LGBT families and all that wickedness that's going on the earth. They'll still be with it, even if they could just stay here.
Yeah.
They don't understand that. We look on the long term, man. That's why the prophets, they was the foreshadowing of things to come. Yeah, we look forward to the future. Yeah. Yep. The futuristic, man. Oracle. They call them oracles as well. Back from the Matrix and all that. Yeah. Because we focus on the oracles of the word of Yahweh Shem Yoshai. Seers, yeah.
Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. The Lord's gonna bring us sovereignty. Like, we're gonna be sovereigns. Where, like, on the previous point as well, like, Jake will look at the next nation that they can be servants under. Like, they don't, like, if being a servant to Esau is no longer profitable, then they will look for Moab to give them, like, leadership, or they'll look for Ishmael to lead the way. But the Lord's actually gonna give us, like, real sovereignty, where we're gonna be self-moving.
Jake can't imagine a world where they're empowered to do anything.
That's Jeremiah.
We've been beating it down for so long.
Is Israel saved? Is he a servant? That's real. That's real. That's deep.
That's what I'm telling you about people. They just look for the next nation to lead them, man, rather than trusting in the Lord. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're the greatest. We're the greatest.
When it comes to carnal things, we're the greatest, but spiritual.
Because we do have a leader. We're looking for a leader, but we do have a leader. Yahweh Shai is our leader. He's one leading us to greener pastures, right?
That's right.
It's not Trump. It ain't Biden or Obama. It ain't none of these characters, man. It's the Lord. The Lord is our deliverer.
I'm sure won't come out.
But for some reason, because our people are stiff-necked and hard-headed, they don't want to follow the Lord because they can't see him.
Yeah.
And even if they did see him, man, they'll curse him out, just like they did before.
Yeah.
You think you Christian, you black people, you think you're any different to how you used to be? No, you're exactly the same. You're exactly the same, man. You ain't learned nothing.
You're stuck in your way.
Because it's a spiritual thing. Exactly. You weren't chosen, so you got to behave the same way.
You're predestined. Yeah. That's why you got to fear the Lord, man. Because it's like, wow.
Because even look at the time during the Romans, like, the scribes and the Pharisees were coming against Yahushua, saying, "Yo, if we let this man's doctrine spread, the Romans will take our seat away."
Well, this is why they come against us. This is the exact same thing because we come in the doctrine of our Lord, right? And they hate us for that.
Yeah.
So if Yahushua was here doing the same thing, what do you think? Oh, you're just a crazy dude, man. You're just a hate. You're just full of hate. Our Lord's full of love.
Yeah, man.
You wouldn't recognize the Lord.
Wow.
One, by his image, because you don't believe in the image anyway, and two, by his acts. You don't believe in what's in the scriptures. Blessed is he that believes in is written in the scriptures. Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. It's all about what the scriptures say, not about how your heart, how you feel about it. You know, because you've been told lies. Again, part of the witchcraft. You've been told a lie about the Lord, Yahushua, in the scriptures, that he's some, entity that loves everybody, man. You know, that is going to accept everything that anybody does. That's not the case. He didn't come to save everybody. He came to save his elect. Right, not the nation.
Yeah, that's what it says. Blessed are you when men shall revile you, but hate you for for my name's sake, man. So they did.
Like, who hates Christians really? You got some zealot Muslims out there in the parts of Africa and whatever. Maybe gunning down some Muslims, but gunning down some Christians. But aside from that, no one hates Christians. They're kind of hard to hate if it weren't for the fact they're so fucking stupid
and annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all their fathers do-gooders, but they just chat shit. They're hypocrites. It's hard to really hate them on the level that they're evil like that. I mean, they are. But you know about the pedophile priests, but they're not ruffling any feathers.
Yeah, because they've got to come as you are doctrine.
Yeah, they're not ruffling no feathers in the world. It's just the truth. They're not ruffling no feathers. The Lord's doctrine ruffled feathers, man.
Yeah,
they ruffled feathers
so much so that they killed it.
Yeah, it threatened the state of a nation.
Yeah.
Of an empire. It threatened the state of an empire, man.
Yeah.
Christians are not doing that. Sorry, they ain't.
Scripture says weak souls, riots will break out, and that.
There's bad Christians, right?
Yeah.
The rulers of this world are Christians.
Oh, yes.
But they ain't doing shit other than destroy the planet.
Yeah, Christianity has brought some of the most bloodshed on the face of the earth through that false religion of Christianity, or plantation Christianity. Because these devils used that as a ruse when they came out of the bottomless pit, which is Europe, during the dark ages. When they came back into power, they used the religion of Christianity to take over the known world. As part of the sword. Yeah,
to subjugate people, to subjugate their minds, so that they would be what fallible, is that the word? But basically, that they would just be like, okay, master, I will do as you say.
Yeah, what was the Spanish Inquisition all about, man?
Exactly.
It was grabbing up Jakes, tribes, forcing them to become Christians, and if they didn't accept it, they put them to death. So that false religion of Christianity has brought a lot of bloodshed on the earth, man, because of the rulers that are instead of that, and ahead of that.
And man, it's made put a stain on the Lord, man, because the Christian God is just a joke, right? The way that they push the Most High in Christianity is just a joke. As you're saying, the Most High, when you read the scriptures, is to be feared. Like we were just talking about, the very concept that you can have an individual that there is nothing that they could do to be saved.
And I guarantee you, man, that's a new doctrine. Because I'm pretty sure back in those crusade times that they weren't teaching God's all love. I'm pretty sure they weren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a serious God that they fought for. They believed was going to destroy their enemies. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. Because they were back in war back then. But now, in this time of relative peace, they got a doctrine now that God's all love and loves everybody. God's coming to destroy people.
The difference between the Crusades and the Renaissance period is during the Crusades, that was Jake. Trying to get back the Holy Land, man. They was fighting against the Arabs, Saladin, and all that. Watch movies like Kingdom of Heaven. That was actually Israelites trying to get back the Holy Land, but that weren't the time. We had to go through the falling away first, which is the transatlantic slave trade.
Thou shalt see no more again.
Yeah, so during the Renaissance period, that's when Esau came back into power and he used the religion of Christianity, pagan Christianity, going back to Constantine, which was another Jake. And they used that to, basically blind the whole world, man. To put Jake back into, that homeborn slave mentality. Till this day, man. Till this day.
Let's preach up. So book of Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
So at the end of the day, all it's about is really the Lord, man. And the Lord setting up the signs in the heavens and things that happen upon the earth, all these wars, rumors of wars, that sedition, the uprising, civil unrest. It's all because the Lord's making his way back.
Setting the stage.
Yeah, setting the stage. And this time, The only difference is it's not going to be a so-called white man floating in the heavens and all that, or floating out of the heavens. People think that's just, you know, with the blonde hair and blue eyes, you know, looking all lackadaisical, looking like a damn hippie with an ancient garment on. They're going to see a tall, dark-skinned man with red beaming eyes,
intimidating,
dark skin, and tall-ass other Jakes.
You know how these people are intimidated by Jake.
Yeah, and they're gonna be fearful.
You're intimidated.
That's gonna be the Lord coming back in chariots, man. It's gonna be a so-called black man, not no white man, like these people have been bewitched to believe.
Yeah.
That's why it says the nations are gonna wail, man.
Say you know about the Lord. Lord, the scripture say that the Lord was an austere man. He's gonna become a serious attitude, man. You're gonna come with that so-called black man face just on some shit. He's gonna become hella intimidating, not like this pansy you got up in the churches. Because you could approach that dude fine. You know, nothing's happened. He's gonna give you a hug.
Yeah, you had that story in the NASA where they said they saw a chariot coming on the naval base, and the guys that came out of the ship, the tall, dark, black-skinned men with black type suits like Black Panther, with big ass weapons in there. And the look that they gave them was the look of a nation that's never been conquered. Like they had this intimidating look, like you just said, that like a nation that's never been conquered, like they're just ready to tear shit up. And that's the angels of the Lord, man. That's a different type of force, a whole different type of power you're dealing with, man. That's a supernatural power, man, that don't even, this realm can't deal with. It's not ready for, man.
Scripture also says that the angels are fearful to look upon.
Yeah, some of them are terrible to look upon, man. They can, you know, some of them have 4 heads.
But in these angels look like babies, right?
Yeah. Scriptures call them beasts. So.
You're in for a rude awakening.
Man. Scriptures actually call some of the angels beasts.
Yeah.
So they can look beastly, terrible looking. That's why they have movies like Predator and all that.
Yeah.
They show you sometimes when they show you that
Death angels, man.
Jupiter Rising, those type of movies. They show you the angels and all that. They look like terrible beast type. You know, they can look like that, or they can come in the form of a man. It's the will of the Lord at the end of the day. But when the Lord Yahweh Shai comes, everyone's going to tremble. Everyone's going to bow down and kiss the ring, man. If you don't, you're going to get burnt asunder, man.
The other angels during King David, when he numbered Israel, and then the Lord gave them 3 choices. He sent the angel down, and it slew so many Jake that even David had to say, beg the Lord, basically, man.
Well, the Lord had to say.
No,
not David. The Lord had
David,
to say,
David.
George, stop. The Lord had to say, stop.
Yeah,
not David.
Well, David lamented, didn't it?
Yeah, but the Lord told him to stop.
Yeah, come.
You know, because he was doing too much slaying. Because the Lord, the angels love doing the will of the Lord Father, man.
Yep.
They don't turn back.
Yep. You know when you got a child that's just happy to please daddy, did you like that one?
Yeah. Just like in the movie Silver Surfer, it was when they got the Silver Surfer came, but in the end he changed his mind and felt sorry for humanity, so he just decided to turn on Galactus. No, the angels don't rebel, man. They do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, can I grab this?
That's why those characters exist in comic books.
Yeah, I'll pass it back to that. Just on that role,
white man's creation.
That's it. The other one with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
When he comes and at the end, when all the destruction's about to take place,
the day the earth
he changes. Yeah, the day the earth stood, then he changes his mind and says he's going to sacrifice himself. No, man, the angels ain't going to do that. They ain't going to rebel. If the Lord told them to go and destroy the whole earth, if he wanted to, they'll do it. Right back in the night.
Real quick, and I'll pass it back. It's in Sirach 18:3. It says, "You governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will."
All things means all things. That's why he's the Most High.
Yeah.
Right? They can't. He can't be the Most High if people can defy him.
All creation, isn't it?
You know, he can't be omnipotent if things are defying him. Right. Hell, we can't even defy him, and we got a defiant spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's given us to that. He gave it to us.
Yeah.
You know, it's still in his constraints, his control.
That's why he's the only one that can really boast.
That's it.
Because the Lord's the one that controls everything.
Yeah.
He controls every creator. Sorry?
Here is the point of love. Hosea, you mean choose one particular nation to love, but the rest he chooses. See, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's it, man. The Lord's the one who chooses that. If we didn't choose the Lord, like it told you in John 15, the Lord chose us out of the world, man. So, you know, everything obeys the master's voice.
That's right.
You on that point, like the Lord said, it's not of him that willeth nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that giveth mercy. The Heavenly Father, even from before Esau was in the womb, because it was preordained by him.
That's Romans 9.
So if he wanted to create something to hate, that's up to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he did.
He did.
Yes,
exactly. And that's such an Esau. What can you do?
Esau could say, "Oh, why did you create me?" But
What you say?
What can a taker say against the potter?
Exactly.
Law created.
Well, I actually did a video on that last night, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the front room, and I was looking at my cabinet. I just made another analogy in it. I said, imagine everything that you created, man created, just started talking back to you and started saying, "Oh yeah, but I didn't want to be white. I wanted to be great." I was like, "Shut up, man! You to the cabinet, bro. Do your job and be the cabinet."
I told you to do.
Oh, I want to be outside. No, you're gonna be inside. You're cabinet. You know what I'm saying? I colored you white because you go with the rest of the front with the room. You ain't gonna be great.
It's like the toilets. It's like the toilet saying, "I'm tired of your shit. I don't."
Choices. They don't have voices or opinions. And although we can talk and we can somehow form opinions and thoughts and stuff like that, but it won't really given to us.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter, man. We're still nothing but a lowly creation that Most High created for a purpose. You know?
It's like your dog wanting to go outside, and you're like, "Nah, man, I'm going outside."
But no, I was gonna say, but even that, because in the way that the Lord is gonna destroy and bring Esau down, one, to magnify his own name, but also just to show how, what does it say in Malachi, right? Wherein hast thou loved us? But then it goes and say, well, I love Jacob and I hated Esau. And that's just the way he's going to be brought down and eventually destroyed. Is just going to help give once again that super balance of like, look, I love these people.
That's the word. That's the word right there. The word is what? Balance.
Yeah.
Because the Lord doesn't, false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So, even though the law is about righteousness, he had to create the wicked. Just like for the day of evil, like it told you in Proverbs 16. He does everything in twos and duality. You can't have hot without cold, you can't have up without down. So even though the Lord did have to, but he did it because he's all about balance. So he created the righteous, which is Jacob, 3 tribes, and then he created Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to be the nemesis, man.
And another thing, we wasn't created perfect. Why? Only so the Son of Heavenly Father could be glorified in our salvation.
Well, the time of perfection is coming, but not right now, because we have to go through this the purging first, man. We have to go through the crucible right now, that we're going spiritual crucible. But when we made perfect, that's where the beginning of the second covenant or the new covenant comes in, and that's when we're going to be made immortal, man. We're going to be like gods walking amongst men. So until that time, then we're not going to commit no sins, man. So until that time, we're going to be like imperfect until that time of perfection comes.
Yep. Who's reading?
You reading? Yeah. You finished it?
That was pretty much the point.
Oh. I'm reading again. Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind. Yes, so the Lord's coming with the chariots, man. Chariots of fire, aka the chariots of Israel. Right. And they're called the chariots of Israel because they're only coming to deliver Israelites. It's not called the chariots of Edom or the chariots of Moab or any other nation.
Just like God's not called the God of the nation, it's called the God of Israel.
Exactly. So the only people that's going to enter into those chariots are Israelites, man. Even if they look like the other nations, the Lord won't give them their color back. So that's the beauty of it, man. The Lord is a separatist, man. You want to cry about, is the Lord racist?
Yeah. So Slaki, so racist that he said to look like the heathens was a curse.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that was one of the curses, right? That would be scattered amongst them. Right? So Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Yeah, your sons are gonna look like Chinese people. Your sons and daughters are gonna look like Hamites. They're actually gonna think that they're actual Hamites or actually Moabites. Our state of Gentiles' body.
They're God. We become them in everything but spirit.
That's a serious curse, man. Yeah. That's how, imagine you come looking like an Edomite, and all this time you're a Jake.
Oh, man.
You become, if you didn't know this truth and no one dealing with you, you'd be complex in the mind.
Yeah. And it's be real, they do. Like these so-called white Jakes, they be hella because it's like when it benefits them, they'll vibe with Jake. Yeah, but when it benefits them, they'll become straight up Edomites, man. They'll be some of the most die-hard.
Really, they don't even really like being around them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've witnessed that before. I remember there was one time there were like 5 so-called white boys, and like one of them was just a weirdo Edomite. And then the other guys, like, they were, trying to vibe, but then it was like, nah, this guy's different. Like, you know, when you look at someone's eyes, like, you can see in his eyes. I was like, but he's thinking in his mind, this guy's weird. Like,
Can't leave him around your little sister.
oh man,
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah. Can't leave him around your dog.
Sister will come back pregnant.
Oh man.
To learn that his hunger was fuel and his rebuke was flame of fire.
Yeah, so the time that the camp is coming on the earth, and it could be 2025, could be a hopeful year. The Lord's coming to bring mass destruction, man. The Lord said the slain of the Lord shall be many. So we're hoping for that. We're hoping and praying for that, even though it's going to be evil time, but it's for our benefit because we can't see salvation without it. Until the Lord comes back, we're still going to be in this hell, man. We're still going to be slaves in this white man system and all that, so to speak, until Yahweh Shai returns, man. We need him to bring that destruction.
For by fire and by his swords with the Lord plead with all fresh. And the slit,
like that movie, Leave the World, but not Leave. The day the earth stood still, when Keanu was on the earth, he wanted to meet the UN leaders and all that, negotiate and speak to the leaders before the destruction.
To change your ways.
Yeah, the Lord's not coming to
convince you.
One, yeah, it's not coming to plead with you. It's coming to the word plead means to judge.
Yeah. It's almost as if Esau's hoping that one of the angels is going to rebel. It's like, no.
Yeah.
You know, because like you said, all of his movies are, you know, they have a change of hearts or something like that.
Even if an angel did rebel, what does that change? It doesn't change shit. Most sides still going to judge your ass, and you think the angel's going to do anything?
Yeah.
Angel's not on the level of both sides. So what's the point? You know. But Esau's looking for a way out. That's what he's doing. He's trying to upset prophecy.
Oh, my judgment is more than I can bear.
But he thinks dealing with demons gives him an edge. Don't give him no edge. The demons work for the Most High.
So they're deceiving.
They're trapping you because they're great at their job. They're better than you at your job.
100%.
You know, you're the deceiver on the earth, but on the spiritual realm, it's a whole different level, man. And they're playing you for downfall.
The word demon means to be intelligent.
And they're smarter than you are, man. You know,
Yeah.
and you're only smart because the demons are dealing with you.
Even Doctor Strange can't save you.
Yeah, you can go look into your different timelines and multiverses and shit. Ain't nothing gonna help you, bro.
Because it was in all of his films, like you said, even in
Doctor Strange. There's one outcome.
In 12 million possible outcomes or something. And then that's the one. Nah,
Esau's acting like.
Esau's hoping for that one. Nah,
That means you
Thanos wins, mate.
can't escape fate.
Now he's got Iron Man on the team. Now he's got Elon Musk. Elon Musk can solve all these issues.
That Thanos fault. You could not deal with your own failure.
Yeah. Bro.
And where did that bring you? Back to me. Well, that's
Esau can't escape his fate.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah,
And what he does, man.
yeah. And what was the I forget the guy that came before Thanos, the Herald. What's his name? His name's actually
something the Great. I suppose,
yeah, that Herald. But that's kind of like weird because what was he basically saying that Herald was? Yo, man, just bow.
No, he said that the Great Thanos is kind to forgive you.
Or the Voldemort looking character.
Yeah. But his whole thing was like, look, you can't fight.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, resistance is futile.
He was like basically John the Baptist. Basically.
Yeah.
His character was like, because he was making the way in it. He's making the path for Thanos to come through. And he's warning them, look, man, the great Thanos is coming to take you niggas down. And then four of them tried to go Loki, tried to go God, got decapitated. You know what I'm saying?
But now so affected
how we shy.
That's affected what we're coming to is like, look, man, you can, and it goes into that in Second Ezra 13, how they're all gonna try, you know. You think about it, it's kind of
They're afraid and just fight.
Yeah, they're gonna get up in their little fighting jets and try to fight.
Hey, but that's what the Most High wants, man. Because you don't make an example out of you.
Man.
Just like he made that example out of Pharaoh in Egypt.
Yeah.
Right, this is all to glorify the Heavenly Father's name and His Son's name. Right, this isn't about people. This isn't about you. You know, really isn't about us. We're just a side part of it. You know, this is about the Most High and His Son.
Yeah, it's about
declaring them. Yeah, that's right. Declaring themselves in the earth.
Just like you mentioned, Pharaoh was doing his thing, but the Lord, he was ready to let Jake go, but the Lord hardened his heart.
Yep.
So he just made him stay with that stiff upper lip. So he had to purposely drown his ass in the Red Sea. Him and his army, man.
Yeah.
Still to this day, they're trying to act like they don't know that him and his army got drowned in the bottom of the Red Sea. They got destroyed, man. There was no Egypt. There was no Egypt after that.
That's what I'm saying. Well, what happened to Egypt afterwards? The Lord didn't come and mess that place up. What actually happened to it then? How did it fall? It wasn't until the Greeks, man, Ptolemy, and then man come up in there, kind of revived Egypt, but under Greek influences. It wasn't Egypt as it was known. It was a Greek. It's a Greek colony now. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's like what it is now, man. You go there, there's McDonald's there,
tourist, right next,
westernized,
right next to the pyramids of Giza.
Exactly.
Yeah. Big disconnect.
It's a tourism destination, ain't a power in the earth anymore.
Esau's digging up the diamonds.
Exactly.
Gold.
They're still trying to find mummies out there, right? Yeah. But yeah, the Lord destroyed Pharaoh and all that back then. And they never come back into power since. Same with the fucking Persian and the Medes. You had Xerxes had the biggest army, and the Lord crushed them, man, with the Greeks and all that. And the same thing happened with the Greeks. They came into power. The Lord tore their asses up. The Roman Empire came up. Then the Lord used us to take them down in their own kingdom for 1,000 years.
What is it? The Roman Empire, the Edomite Empire was the only empire that was prophesied to come back.
Yeah.
Because all these other ones didn't come back. They don't look like there's any way they could come back.
No, exactly.
But Esau has been able to come back because, hey, the souls of clay and iron.
Yeah, they had to come back to fulfill prophecy.
That's right.
The Lord said he's going to come back and judge these Romans for what they did to him 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, and then Esau's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Jacob's beginning of it.
Everything fits.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
That's right. And it's not like a.
It's not love, is it?
It's not love. It's not like a understatement. You know what I mean? The slain of the Lord is going to be many. Like, and a new amount of people are going to die.
That's it.
But the dead shall be cast out as dung. But could you carry on with that, bro?
It's deep. So the day of the Lord is the day of darkness, as if a man leaders hanging the war. So
like, are you going to say in that day, oh, God's all love when he's out there murking man's off? Bro, you can't say that, bro. That's just not going to be in your mind.
Do you know what they're going to say? What kind of God would do this? The God of the Bible.
They're going to be upset, man. But it's what the scriptures say. You've made your own God in your own mind of what it is. You created idols newly come up.
It's the harsh reality.
It's not the Lord in the scriptures that you're thinking of, right?
Isaiah 6 and 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify.
I'm thinking of 54, Salakia. Yeah, it's like So think about
read that. Finish that.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, says Yahweh.
So that's the filth that Jake are eating even to this day. You got Jake eating conch and all these different things, gumbo, the pot mix of all kind of raccoons and shit in soup. Jake was eating mouses back then, man. In the ancient world, it was eating mice. When you go to the Chinese joint and they give you chicken wings, and sometimes it's actually rat. You're actually eating a rat. You thinking you're eating a chicken wings, a rat, bro.
That's what MSG.
Yeah, with a little barbecue sauce, little barbecue sauce on it. You're making you think it's chicken. It's fucking rat, man. You're eating noodles. This is what Jake was doing back then. He was eating all kind of abomination. And what did the Lord do to them, man? The Lord destroyed them, and he said he's going to destroy them now. They're doing the same shit they was doing back then. These abominations.
But again, it's what these worshiping these idols allow you to do.
That's it,
right? That they permit you to do these things. Where you got this Jesus Christ that allows you to do anything, it's unstable, isn't it? Really?
Because even
swine's flesh and all of that.
So because you're talking about them idols, I remember looking into why, which we were kind of touching on it before we turned on camera, but I was looking into like why in Thailand, right? You get a lot of the Decepticons over there. And part of the reason, which we know there's other reasons, but part of the reason is because the Buddha has an idea of a third and fourth gender. So for them, the idea of someone is that I'm not really me. It's not crazy to them, but that's the idols that they worship.
That's the man that's like that androgynous.
Yeah. Are androgynous. Doesn't have a particular sex or whatever the case may be.
That's why Esau pushes that genderless. There's more than two genders.
Because even in Islam, there's something like that, man, and that's why you still get Transformers in there
What
in these different nations and that.
but well,
They're meant
remember,
to be hardcore, right?
remember, but with Shax, I remember he was looking it up one time. It basically like Iran used to be like the #1 center
Yes,
for it.
for those surgeries.
Yeah.
But why would such a hardcore nation allow such a thing? Because there's doctrine in there that's permissible, But in our culture and in our law, that's not permissible, man.
Right.
So we're against those things because that's a corruption of nature.
Well, the what they do to little boys was that, what was it? Is it Indians? In fact, Pakistanis as well. Right?
Yeah.
I know the Pakistanis, they're definitely
The
Muslim.
Afghanis and
Afghanis and
Yeah.
Romans 1 was saying about Jake, the wicked of our people, that was, into worshiping different creeping things,
Yeah.
making all these different sacrifices and rituals to these creatures, rather than the creator, man.
Yeah.
And that's what Jake was, the idol worship, heavy into it. And part of that, like brothers are saying, you got to eat defiled foods. And that's why Paul was going to the Gentiles and Jake was in a fucked up state of mind. He was eating strangled meat and all that shit that would die of itself. Jake was eating all that shit, man. Eating mad abominations. And he told them, first thing to do, you want to come back and be an Israelite, you got to stop eating, things that die of itself. You got to cook the blood out of the meat and all that. Stop eating bloody meats.
Yeah.
And all these different things. And Jake's still doing that shit to this day. Steak tartare and all this rare shit.
Wait, this was it Jeremiah 2:33. Watch them start that way to seek love.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the Lord separated the nations, man.
Yeah.
It's heathenistic.
Yeah, heathenistic.
Do the shit that they're doing. When you watch some of them documentaries, you see what these heathens do in them fucking villages and all that. Jake ain't supposed to be doing those things, man. That shit is straight up wow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is it as well. It's just like Jake's always wanting to please people, man.
That's it.
Jake,
Wanna fit in.
yeah. I remember how it was bloody Nigerian as well, man.
You always want to fit in, man.
He was like, what did he say? He was like, I feel like rare is the polite thing to do, or like medium rare. I was like, fuck polite.
It's food.
Especially the women of our nation.
Oh,
man. They love the ones. They're the ones really reinforcing the abominations, all the fish fries.
How is blood squirting out of a state? Like, I don't understand. It's just messy, bro.
Yeah.
The other day I was watching it. What was her name? Dimitri or whatever her name is. A black woman and all that. She over there going to a restaurant eating a steak tartare. The things is red and bloody. She's eating it like to say, yeah, this is juicy. And then people on the comment board saying, oh, it's not blood, it's not collagen. It is fucking blood.
Forget the technicality. What did the Lord say?
Fucking blood.
What does the Lord said to cook it through?
That's why the Lord said to cook it through. Yeah. Even if it's burnt, man. But they curse it out. Yeah. Even in the video said, oh, you like eating that rubber. You like burnt.
You know what the answer is then? Don't fucking eat it. Yeah.
That's it.
You don't like it like that, don't fucking eat it. Because anything else is a contravention of the law.
Abomination.
The law is bringing you curses, judgment.
That's why a lot of you women are going to get destroyed out here, because you women are desperate. You women are at ease in the society, man. You think you can just do what you want, eat what you want, say what you want, and there's no recourse for your actions. That's why a lot of you women are going to catch so much hell in these last days that no one's going to come to your aid, man. A lot of you going to come running to the men of the Lord. A lot of you going to get discarded, man. Because there's too many women out here to fucking fight over anyway. So like ratios like 7 to 1.
Yeah.
So in these last days, we're going to be very picky on who we let roll with us in these last days.
And normally it's not us being picky.
It's the Lord, isn't it?
It's the Lord. Yeah, the Heavenly Father is going to lead certain women that are worthy to be paired up with us.
A lot of you going to fucking die, man.
Right? We're not necessarily going to be choosing in that manner. It's going to happen like naturally for the Spirit.
Exactly.
All you proud bitches about independent and all this feminist movement. A lot of you bitches going to starve to death, man.
Yeah, 100%. To back up what the elder was just saying it's in Matthew. It says, whatsoever the Most High basically says, two shall become one flesh. Whatsoever the Most High hath put us together, let no man cut asunder.
That's it. Marriage.
Yeah. The Most High is the one ultimately
bringing people together.
And that's why once again it's like we're in the flesh, so we may burn for abroad, but if it don't work out, it's because the Most High is like, nah, the Lord will do that.
That's the Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
Blessed is he that the Lord keepeth.
Yeah.
I can't remember the wording.
He that basically the Lord shall escape from him.
Yes.
Escape from her.
You wanted. You had a desire for a certain chick, and but the Lord didn't make it work out. It's for a reason, man. It's really that bitch is a demon.
Yeah.
She might pull you out of the truth or do something to you to fuck your mind up.
Yeah, man. It's in Paul's letters, man. If a married man will care more about the affairs of his wife than he will for the affairs
You got
of
brothers
his
in this truth, man. I even go through certain things where they're women and all that, and you know, if they're not careful, man, the woman can just lead you down a path of destruction, man. Before you know it, you're getting all hemmed up by the authorities and all kinds of madness, man. It happens to brothers in this truth. Not even just Jake in the world, man. Because you know Jake in the world is careless. But even in this truth, man, these women are snares and nets, man. It says that for a reason.
And this is why we're required to be diligent.
Yeah, they're demons, bro. Especially in these last days. You got to be careful, man. Not just because it's pussy, you're just going to jump at any fucking because of pussy, man. You don't have to be thirsty at.
This could just say don't give your power unto the woman, man.
You don't have to be thirsty, man. Remember who you are. We're the princes of the power, man. We're the prize, man. Not these women, man. Because you got to walk as such, man.
Yeah, you don't select because I know, but that brings us right back to the beginning because that was the whole point that I said I wanted to go into the whole thing of witchcraft because he has very much put that image into the world that she's the prize.
The woman's on the pedestal.
Yeah. So like you like when you look into like bowing, right? It's
to bow to a woman,
it's something that knights used to do to their lord,
to their kings.
You know, so when I have known you for like
you're putting a ring on it and all that.
Oh please,
that's wickedness, man.
Yeah, man.
The women's supposed to bow down to you.
Yeah.
I remember even in the West African, like, you know, in my household and all that. When I used to see my mum arguing with my dad, she'll get down on her knees and start begging.
Yeah.
He'll be sitting there like he's on the throne.
That's right.
She's on her knees begging him. She'll tell man to get out of the living room, like get out. Like she don't want man to see her crying in front of him like that. Just like get out, and then she'll start being on her knees and look down through the door. She's on her knees begging him, man, for forgiveness and all that. You know, that's how a woman's supposed to prostrate, not a man.
But if they had that image on the TV, so much more would be so much more would be right in this world.
Yeah.
But they've got the complete opposite on online. They've got the image where you are begging her, as opposed to
Atlas image of the world.
Atlas image, exactly.
And they cursed out, you know, basically women bowing down or being obedient. They curse it out.
Upside down, man.
Yeah. But even
go ahead.
Like with Xerxes and time of Xerxes, the Medo Persians, that's why Esther came into the position she was in. But they had a council and said, hey, if this leaks out, man, that this has happened to the kingdom, how are women going to do it?
So Vashti had to be made an example.
Vashti, so it's lucky, she was being disobedient.
And you can't have a woman acting and behaving that way.
She was trying to
set a bad precedent.
Yeah. She was like the first feminist. One of them, not the first. She was one of the first rebellious feminists back then. And she got fucking.
She got burnt.
She got burnt. That's what you're really supposed to do with a feminist talking about good shit, like independent.
I don't know she got burnt to that. I mean, she got burnt. And
she got out.
Yeah. You know, she paid the price for it.
Yeah. Or just like Michelle as well, like Saul's daughter. She was talking shit against the King David.
Why does that dance like that?
See all these maids here. They're gonna get the rod. They're gonna get the royal oats.
You're gonna get solitude.
You ain't gonna get nothing, man.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And it's not in that backing up. They would have known that's King David. That's betrothed wife to King David. I didn't touch it, so that was her. She never saw a man again.
She died barren, man.
Because she caught an attitude.
Yes.
Serious.
No? So that's still going back to the point. You women are gonna go back into your order, and if you don't, you're just gonna have to deal with what's coming.
The marauders. Deal with the marauders, because that's what's coming, right? And this is it. Because when you're looking at all of these jobs that are being ordered, just in the CV. Whose jobs were mainly going? Women's jobs. These AIs are going to be taking a lot of what? Office jobs, women's jobs.
Because they're the least productive.
Right?
And in the next 5 years, over something like 3 million, was it 3 something?
A lot.
Large number of jobs in tech, basically.
They're going to be automated. Oh, when Elon Musk fired a whole load of people, who went?
70,000 people, yeah.
It was women that were mainly going. And it's not like nowadays I'll just open an OnlyFans. Guess what? The AI is going to do that too.
Yeah, you got virtual virtual girlfriends now, man.
But even just being able to type, oh, what would you like to see? And then they're working on that.
Yeah,
they're working on that. Just you type in exactly what you want to see that night, and then the AI will make it for you. So you ain't gonna be doing that. You're gonna be out there, and then that's when you're gonna stop catching a bloody attitude over everything, man. You're gonna realize that it's a man. What does it say in Corinthians? Right? It's the Most High, Yahweh Shai, then the man, then the woman.
Yeah.
Right?
it's like the complex Esau's got, right? Because in his mind, he sees himself as God, as the ruler of this world, right?
Yeah.
But when he's in the hand of those that slave him, they're gonna be like, I doubt it, you know, are you gonna say you're God when you're about to be slain? It's the same with these women. You're gonna be a queen in that day when you all these hands are gonna be on you, man. Because basically what's happening is that Esau's lost his power. And you women have been given power by Esau. So when he goes down, you go down with him, man. You ain't gonna have no power, no system to protect you and to uphold all these bullshit values that you've got. This madness that's in your head.
Yeah, that's a very Western. It's a very Western idea. This thing about women being able, when you go to other parts of the world, even places you wouldn't consider, women aren't pedestalized like that, man. Esau's the one that pushes that image out into the world, which once again is why these nations don't want you in their country, right? I always say, I tell bros, yo, these Korean men, they're in K dramas and stuff. They're so loving and stuff. Yo, Korea women are second-class citizens in Korea. Yeah. They're second-class citizens, right? And that's a first world country, if you want to put it like that. And it's to the point where it's like it's a known thing. It's like, oh, I can't do this. It's like if you're a woman, you just don't have certain liberties.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, on the money you got me. Oh, so. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech.
Yeah, and I did a sit down the other day on that same topic because Esau's about to cut. He's cutting all the benefits, man. So now women are doing videos, TikTok videos, crying. Saying I can't afford my rent. And what am I gonna do? I got 7 kids. I was getting $3,000 a month. Bro, I got 7 kids. She spent $500 on the 7 kids, and the rest of the money's for her and her luxurious life.
But do you know what this is an example of? Those that trusted Egypt. This is an example of that. Because you thought, oh, I don't need no man. Fuck them. Government got me. Yeah, the government got me. The government ain't gonna have you, bro.
That's it.
You're gonna wish you had the stable man. You know, one that was actually a father to those kids, or at least one of them.
Oh, the bitch said she had 7 kids.
It's crazy.
And she spent $500 of that $3,000 on them a month. The rest of the money is for her to go spas, go on holiday, and she said I should be able to enjoy my life. I deserve it.
But for how? Why do you? This is the thing. Why do you? What have you done to deserve it?
All that entitlement.
Like you could say, "Oh, I was raising 7 kids." Well, that was your choice. That was your. You made.
How many baby daddies she got there?
This is what I'm saying.
One for each.
Madness, right?
Woman is demons.
Madness. We're claiming child. No.
Child benefits and child service.
No. What's the guy paying?
Alimony.
Oh, child support.
Child support, right? That's why you got child support. That's why you couldn't earn bank and doing all that shit.
This woman, that shows you these women are demons, man.
You didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's Timothy. That's why it says she that live in pleasure. Dead while she living.
Yeah.
You women are fucking. You're done, man. You're free.
You're on the easy mode, man.
Yeah.
Esau set you up. Fucking hell. Esau has set
Give you a house.
Yeah, because he's getting ready to take all of that away.
You owe nothing.
Yeah, but then what's the end goal? Because that same woman now, she gets told, look, man, we can give you $1,000 for each year, kids. You just have to take this device.
She's gonna take.
She's gonna take. Right? Look back, no hesitation.
You want to feed them little kids?
No hesitation. Because these bitches be getting all kind of lip piercings and tattoos anyway, bro. Stop doing with chip ain't gonna mean nothing to them.
Exactly. But that just shows you how selfish the woman is. How you gonna have $3,000 a month and only spend like not even a quarter of that? You spend like little than a quarter of that on your kids. 7 kids, and the rest of it's on your damn self.
They hate their children.
Certain people hate their children. Certain people shouldn't be allowed to have children.
No, they shouldn't, man. That's why they show you in the movies when they start, sterilizing so they can't have no.
But as the different elders have been going into over the last couple of weeks, when you look into this AI, the AI is going to see that as an example. It's like, look, this is someone that doesn't care about their children.
Burden on society.
Low income, and is just reckless. Yeah. She should not be allowed to procreate.
Because even in this country, right, they only support you up to 2 children or something like that.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, they don't pay extra for extra children.
Like no more than 3 or 4.
It's a lot less.
It's definitely not 3 or 4. The first 2.
Yeah, so what's going on in America, man? That's about to come to a fucking halt.
Yeah,
that's gonna shock.
Whoa, Doge.
Yeah, that was
Department of
something.
government, whatever.
Efficiency. And it once
It's inefficient time
people,
with those children and not bringing any income into the country.
as the elders have been going into, you got to listen to how Esau says and frames things, man. Because when we heard government efficiency, it was like, oh, they're cutting everything.
Yeah.
Efficiency is one of those words that companies like to use.
Exactly. Before they cut everyone.
To minimize waste and all this shit. You know?
To do all the cuts, they're gonna have to spend more money as well. So. Yeah.
Like kinetic action. You know what I mean? One of those slick words, isn't it?
A smooth butter, but words as smooth as butter.
Because even with the DE&I thing as well, it goes beyond race as well. Because race is the main thing, but then like there's bare strands of it. You got gender, you got the alphabet club, you got all of that. But like another thing that America's always had is like they've always tried to push this: women deserve equal opportunities, even if they're not as capable as the man. They should just get paid the same. They should get all of that. But when Trump is making them statements like America is now going to be a merit based thing, if you ain't got the skills to account to that, you ain't getting that. You ain't getting those books in.
I mean, it's not wholly race. I mean, if Jake's good enough, Jake could be in the job. Yeah. The problem is Jake's got a fucking severe handicap in this book, so you ain't gonna get picked. You know.
On that, because I forget who mentioned it, but someone pointed out, because you mentioned the alphabet people, someone pointed out, I think it was in V for Vendetta. One of the things you see, I think it was something like one of the houses you get raided had like a rainbow flag outside of it or something like that. Okay, because once again, all of these things are traps. Because the AI is gonna go, you can't procreate, burn into society, delete.
That's what it's gonna be.
Well, that depends on what the agenda is. If they don't want people to produce, then you're not a problem, innit?
AI is definitely going to be part of the depopulation. AI is definitely going to be part of the depopulation.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it's cutting down the numbers, man.
Because even here, they cut all them entry level jobs, and now the government, all they're talking about is AI. Keir Starmer come out and all he said was AI growth zones, investment from Amazon, AI, because they're gonna literally just like even my local Sainsbury's now, they've literally got 2 tills and a mega Sainsbury's, those big ones. Every single one of them is the self checkout with the camera.
With the camera. And those are hella inefficient, man. Them ones I wanted to buy Yak, man, a couple of weeks ago. And I had to wait for like 5 minutes for someone to.
No, but if you got the chip up, you can verify on the spot. You don't have to wait for
just walk in the store, pick up the item, and leave.
And that's what was going to segue into, because what they're introducing in the UK with the digital driver's license, which in the UK you got your passport as your utmost identity, then you got your driver's license as your second. Is the digital driving license. What they're basically talking about is integrating that into Sainsbury's and your Tesco's, so that you no longer have to wait for the cashier to come you go do, and they're just getting you used to that whole system, right? Of click and go, but also of identifying yourself when you're making payments. Okay, and then that's going to link directly into your carbon limits, your carbon credit. Because when you look at anything, when you look at food, how much carbon is it got? You book a train ticket, how much carbon? Plane ticket, how much carbon?
Right? You be permitted a certain amount of carbon per year.
Exactly.
Waste all of that and buying a piece of steak. And that's all your fucking carbon gone for the year, but you're done.
Yeah, it'll probably be 1 steak's worth of carbon, isn't it?
That's it. You're gonna make it like high, and then for the lesser foods,
you buy carbon neutral stuff.
Oh, but you know what will be low carbon? Something like pork. They'll make pork like low carbon and stuff like that.
A lot of that. Got some tin can foods.
They won't even get rid of that even.
Probably some tin can foods. Some tin can foods and all that. They're gonna be low on the carbon. But then when you want to get the prime meat, some prime red meat, or some good
clean
chicken,
meat, some good clean.
That's half your fucking carbon gone, bro. And that's like he's saying, that's getting rid of the whole credit and debit system, man. The credit card system, I mean. Because usually you have a separate credit card, then you just pay at the till, whatever. So now everything's going to be in that one
system.
One system. So you can't use no separate.
And people are getting used to it. Or
use someone else's identity. You could swipe down with someone else's card.
The thefts that been happening.
That's what the cameras are for.
Biometrics. Oh yeah, shoplifting is a
shoplifting going up.
Yeah, man, and that will eliminate all of that.
It's coming, man. This everything's going digital, man.
Yeah, everything's going to become like a passport checkout, man.
The systems are built. This is
the
it.
infrastructure's there, man.
This is it, man. It's like when you walk around London, you don't like the systems are here, man.
Yeah, America. Like, I mean, London. Been had the cameras on lock.
Yeah,
they got the most cameras in the whole of fucking Europe in the world.
Europe. Yeah.
So then it's like, they've been having that on lock already.
Yeah, but it still can't prevent crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say as well.
So we're watching this new program on not new. Came out in 2020, 2022. With a program on Netflix is called Capture.
Right.
And it's all about AI basically.
Yeah.
Catching people. They're using basically what's the word? The word that you the fakes and not the deep fakes.
Deep fake, right.
To make someone do something they're actually not there, but someone's controlling the AI, making someone appear somewhere and create murders and all that. And it was all AI just controlling shit, controlling the communications from the government, all that. PSYOPs, false flags. So this is what it's all about, man.
Yeah. One thing I was going to say as well about London and the UK is we have a very digital government. In contrast, when you deal with like some of these other governments in the world, yeah, they've got like systems, but it's the way our systems are connected. It's kind of interesting when you're looking into it. Like whenever you've had to do, like, for instance, when you're paying taxes, for instance, and you're logging into like the government portal, right? You download the government ID check. The first thing you start on your phone, it scans like your whatever form of ID you have. And then it does like a biometric scan of your face, all on your phone, right? All just to confirm you are who you are, right? Now, we can't do shit in the UK. We can't build anything in the UK. But we were able to build systems like that, okay?
They've got that shit in China already, man.
Yeah.
What's that system they're using now? The AI system. No, there's a certain work.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't one of them
technology that they got? Right?
Wasn't one of them even called Skynet? No, I heard one of them was even actually called Skynet.
I know what you're talking about. It's the one that's outperforming ChatGPT, isn't it?
Oh yeah, DeepSeek.
Yeah.
DeepSeek AI,
which is just put them on a whole other level of technology.
But they just
that's what they want to basically put around the whole 4 winds of the earth. That top sophisticated AI that controls everything from the push of a button.
But that's even Esau Edom getting subverted. But ChatGPT just basically pretty much scoured the internet and just ripped people off and then took their copyrighted material and then just relayed it through Google. So when you search now on Google, you just get the AI from Google and you get the paid ads that are paying money to Google rather than and all the websites that actually pay to have servers are further down the line.
Once again, showing you that when Esau has an agenda to fulfill, he doesn't care what laws that he's prescribed that he breaks, because hella copyright was infringed.
Every website has a copyright. Every single one. Even if you make a website on Wix, you still have some copyright on it.
So for Habakkuk 2, I'm sorry, from the top. And the Lord answered me and said, "Light the vision and make it plain upon tables, that ye may learn that leadership."
If I was even on that plane upon tables, man, right? Because you get people that want to make this thing like complicated. I was speaking about those anti-Christians earlier on, right? They love, someone like your vocab. They want to be using these billion-dollar words. It's like, no, make it plain, make it simple, make it easy. Was it Paulie Howshire? Words easy to be understood. Words easy to be understood, man. Because here it is, vocab's trying to move like he's trying to save Jake. Okay, well, Jake is known to not be the most, according to you guys, literate, right? So why are you using these big words? Because you understand that ultimately people are allured to the idea of wisdom as opposed to truth itself.
And it reaffirms the white supremacy.
Exactly.
Because you're greater, you know more, you're superior, so you should be listened to. Right, to come down to our level makes you equals to us, and you don't want to come down here.
Exactly.
You want to be above.
Yeah. But these times, a sign of a great teacher is someone who can break down something very complicated in a simple manner. Right. That's why I remember I used to have a physics teacher, and this guy used to walk around like they can't find it. Right, because he was like, I can explain science and physics in a way that children can actually understand, and it was like they need me. Right,
that's a good teacher.
Exactly.
It's like even like something as carnal as rapping. Some of the most profound lyricists, they say that writing the most simplest bars is the hardest thing to do. Make something that sounds so complicated making it so simple. That's what a true form of a lyricist is. Certain guy there, like even in that world, rap world, whatever they say that, you know, to make something so simple.
Scripture speaks about the simplicity that's in Yahweh Shai, man. We're not here to make it overly complicated. We're here to give you a straight message, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, we're not beating around bushes. You know what I mean? We're not. We ain't coming to you in parables.
Yeah.
We break down the parables for you.
Exactly.
You know? You know,
even
ones that
the Apostle
understood.
Paul, he said these letters were weightier than certain other men's were. You know, he had a whole depth of knowledge on a different level because the Lord dealt with him on a one-on-one basis. But he broke it down in simple, simple mathematic form. He used certain different analogies like sports, different forms of sports to relate it to the scriptures and how a man's supposed to be and so on and so forth. Like he was very trying to make it simplistic.
Yeah, if I can say, he used the entertainment of that time. Just in the same way we'll use films. You guys are using films.
Yeah, these guys were going crazy saying, "Oh, we need to talk about movies." Yeah, because that illustrates an example of what we're talking about, so you can understand, and you have a visual as well. You're not just talking out of our ass.
Exactly. It helps because it helps us. It helps put you there. Right? You know, some brothers are are more imaginative, so maybe they may not need that. But sometimes just being able to, see the visuals.
Hey, the Apostle Paul always says to visualize when you read the scriptures.
Visualize. To picture it. You know.
Oh, like for instance, those end time movies, man. The road and stuff. When you just kind of seeing just like the borders.
It's the same. It's the same way where the Lord, uses parables, right? Like they're stories that you can relate to, right? And you can understand within the prospect what part you play in that story. Right now, it wasn't always known at the beginning, like exactly what was what, and that's why the Lord in private broke it down to his disciples. But it was a story that everyone could relate to, but they didn't understand necessarily what role they played in it. You know, because a lot of time the Lord was cursing them out, but it was in the form of a story.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Even though the Lord used dark parables, but he made it simplistic to understand, and then he broke it. If it was a private message, he'll break it down to his disciples.
Yep.
Later on. He would say things that were basically
relatable.
Yeah, relatable, man. People could actually understand that.
The same thing what was it? Prophet Nathan did to David.
Yeah.
When David transgressed. Yeah, and he gave him that story. And it was like David got upset. But you're that guy.
This man?
Yeah.
Find him, kill him. You're this man.
Yeah, but David was the guy. He was like, oh shit.
Jaw dropped when he found out.
It was so it's the same type of way.
Yeah,
it's a nice tactful way to deal with it. Yeah. Because you realize because it makes you realize what it was. Rather than me telling you, you going on. No, you realize that, oh shit, I was in the wrong.
Yeah.
It's a way of making you look at yourself.
That's it. Self-reflect.
Yep. More?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why the Lord used the analogies of, the sowers, the different sowers. The guy built his, the house on sand, and it was there for a while. But when the wind came, whatever, I beat up on it. Then it just drifted away. Like those type of analogies.
Because it makes sense to a man. Yeah, if I build my house on sand, it's gonna fucking fall apart, isn't it?
Obviously, it's explainable.
If you build it on a solid foundation, it's not gonna.
Yeah, solid rock, and then it was sturdy.
But then it was another analogy for this truth. That's the part people weren't really getting. It was essentially speaking about this truth. Because obviously, if you build your house on sand, your house is not going to last very long when a tornado comes around or whatever.
Yeah.
If you attach it to a sturdy
rock,
it's going to stand, right? That's what these analogies were about, but conveying the truth.
Exactly.
The wise virgins and that as well.
That's why this truth is beautiful, man. When you understand it in its simplicity, it's not really that possible to say. This truth is not hard to understand.
And the reason why they couldn't get it as well, because the Lord was blocking them.
Yeah, people make it difficult to understand. Because they want the complicated shit, like you say, the long words, terminologies and all that, to make it sound deep. You don't have to get deep with the long words, man. You can just make it
complicated breakdowns.
Yeah, man. Simplicity, man.
Simplicity. That's your whole show.
That's it.
And explain if you are going to use, because sometimes it's hard. Because sometimes there's certain words that fits the situation, right? But then what do we start from our apostles on down? What do we always do? We always break it down.
That's why they always say, look up your words.
Yeah.
Because using complicated words, it's almost the same as speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
You ain't got to interpret.
Legalese is a perfect example of that. where it's like you'll be reading a contract and you're still like,
Yeah, no,
you know, and then you gotta pass it through Chat GPT.
Then you got guys in Israel that don't even want to do that. Yeah, like looking up words is base, and when looking up words gives you great understanding. You have this guy who's in Yahweh Sup and IUIC talking about English is better, is good enough. No, it ain't.
No.
I mean, you're on a low level.
Well, Sirach in Ecclesiasticus tells you it's not.
Exactly.
That means you got a low IQ. If you're going to say something simple like that, and you've been in this truth for so how many years, you're going to say, the English is good enough. When the English is a bastard tongue, it's got all kinds of, it's weak compared to going back to the original tongues like Hebrew and Greek.
Even on a carnal level, whenever you meet anyone, a non-English a speaker that's tried and has then learned English, they say this language makes no bloody sense.
Doesn't, man? It's not straightforward.
It's not straightforward. What you think about the usual, I read a red book, right? Read and read sounds the same, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah, you got two different
Cough, live and life, spelled the same, sound different. How completely different.
The phonetics are different.
Polish and Polish.
Yeah, same word, but it means different meanings. That just shows you that this tongue is weak.
It's weak. What is it? The OUGH ending words? Dough, rough, cough.
Yeah. Depending on what word you're using, and so you have to know the word.
You've got to know the word.
You know what I'm saying? But Esau, so for him to make a statement like that shows he's on a low IQ level, man. Like he's not really a teacher like he's supposed to. Because if you're a true teacher, the Lord says you're supposed to be studious. I mean, you're supposed to be studious.
Studies show that self-approved.
So you got to be on levels, man. Scholarly level is that you learn languages. Even Esau, Edom in the world knows to be a true scholar, you got to learn languages, man.
And then, you know, they're just assholes, man. Because it's not like, you know, we go into the Hebrew, we don't tell you what it means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or we just speak it in Hebrew, so no one understands what the hell we talk about. No, we break down, we tell you what it is.
To give you great
understanding, right?
The reason why they don't do that is because your leader's been bought and paid for, and he's purposely told you not to push that, so they don't look up certain.
They promote ignorance
because they don't want to teach the truth about the mark of the beast. Because if they do have to look up words, people are going to come to find out that what the MOT is what GMS is saying it is, man. So that's why he's saying don't look up the Greek, don't look up the Hebrew, because he has to maintain that light on the surface, man.
Yeah, but
deep down, Nate knows the truth.
Exactly. Nate knows the Hebrew.
He knows that the Quran is the MOT to the B. He knows that's the RFIDC here. But he's not going to tell his congregation that because he's been bought and paid for. He's been compromised. And he's a hireling. That's what a hireling does. They don't care for the sheep, man. You know? So that's why a lot of these, when that chip gets made mandatory, a lot of jigs are going to go running confused and not knowing what the fuck to do. And a lot of them are going to end up taking it, man, not knowing that they've marked themselves for death.
Back to me. So what?
Oh. Yeah. You done?
Yeah, he's got to read it.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. This again about Habakkuk 2 and the 2. And the Lord answered me and said, "Light the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may learn that leadership."
Brother. No, go in. Go ahead. Read again.
And the Lord said, the Lord answered me and said, "Light the vision and make it plain upon tables."
The Lord said it himself, make it plain. He didn't say make it complicated. Write some long ass words that man don't even understand, some scientific terminologies. He said it make it plain upon tables. The Charagma, the RFIDC, the technology, you know, the mark of the beast, all these different things. He said make it plain upon tables, man. So that people that can read it, interpret it, and they get the full understanding of what has been written in the book.
Well, the ones
and they have teachers to break it down to them.
The ones the Lord's dealing with.
Yeah.
Right? Because I would say it's plain, it's only plain to the elect.
Exactly.
Because
that's why he said that.
Because obviously there's obviously dark sayings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The average person's not going to understand anyway. The chip, the MOTP is a secret of sorts given to the prophets, given to the elect. But they can receive it plainly. They're not, I say we're not be given a whole, like, it's not in a language or in words that we just can't comprehend.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it was simple enough to understand, you know, the writing as it was.
But that's why throughout the years you've had different versions of the Bible. You had the Genevas and all these different things. But when the King James came, That was like the full version of an English authoritative Bible that everyone could read and understand.
And to be fair and honest, right, Hebrew's a more simpler language anyway.
It's plain.
English is overdone.
English has got too, like you said, it's got too many.
The
new speaking, all that. It's just too subverted. The Hebrew is plain tongue. It's plain can be.
When you learn languages, like you will have lots of like rules, but then you have the odd exception. English is full of exceptions.
English is full of
yeah, that too.
It's not like
yeah.
It's harder to, 2,000 years ago, when Yahushua was on the scene, he wasn't speaking English. So where do you even get the term Jesus from? Because that term didn't come about until what, later in the mid 1600s, whatever. Right. There's no J's in the Hebrew. So what language was they speaking back then? Because they say in John that the only languages they were speaking that was written on the Lord's cross was Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. So they were speaking Hebrew. They weren't speaking no fucking English. So even if the Lord was on the scene from back then, the disciples and all that, they wasn't speaking no fucking English, man. Yeah. English didn't exist.
Well, they acknowledge that now. But at the same time, they still make the excuse that they don't know the Hebrew. So any name that they call upon is potentially an idol.
Yeah, but I'm saying that to say, because Hebrew is the original tongue. Because if the Lord was on the scene back then, everyone was speaking that ancient tongue. They weren't speaking no fucking English. So what's all this Most High and Christ blessed and Jesus the Christ do? Because that's not the languages that they were speaking even 2,000 years ago. Yeah, so it doesn't even make sense to call upon those names or speak that English bastard tongue if you want to get a true understanding. You have to go back to the original tongues. You know, you have to go back to those, the inheritance of those tongues, man, which is the Hebrew.
But that's what I'm saying. The only thing they're standing on now is that they don't know the Hebrew. That's the only thing they're standing on there, because they've had to admit these things that we've spoken about already. That's why they're adjusting in these lessons now that they do it. But they'll just say, but they'll just say we can't call upon the true names because we don't know the true names. But if you don't know, guess what? You know what that means? It means the Lord ain't dealing with you, man.
The Lord's not.
It's as simple as that.
The Holy Spirit's not revealed it unto you.
That's it.
Because the Lord's not dealing with you. That means that the Lord.
So you're admitting that the Lord ain't dealing with you, man.
That you know, when you're saying it, makes me think of that age-old thing of when someone tells a lie and then they get found out, so then they got to be like, oh, now okay, what they call it, move the goalposts.
And they're continuously doing that.
And even with this new guy as well, you got another IUIC guy. He's teaching the actual fact that the new covenant's we're not under the new covenant yet, because we're still in these bodies of sin. And until Yahushua comes, that's when we're going to be under the new covenant. But you got Nate pushing that we're under the new covenant already. So that's double-minded talk, man. That's not causing nothing but confusion.
And you know why? Because they push the idea that they keep the law 100%, which they don't.
And that's within their own organization, man. So you got confusion within their own. We don't teach
like they're perfect.
That.
They're not perfect.
The Lord said you all speak the same thing. Great millstone, brothers from the apostles and elders, brothers on down, we all speak the same thing. We ain't got no different interpretation of the scriptures. But IUIC, one of them are teaching that we're under the new covenant, the others are teaching that we're not.
If that's
so, what's the truth there?
If that's the case, right, they don't need to go out and teach no more. Because every Israelite should be under this new covenant, right?
Yeah, but
and they don't need to teach their brothers.
But
it says that.
But they don't, though, do they? That was easy.
But there would be no need to be doing all these lessons and going out teaching if that was the case.
Yeah,
you wouldn't need to tell your people because your people would already know.
You'd be safe already. You'd be in the perfect bodies as well. Your laws will be in your inward parts.
You wouldn't be getting sick. Nate wouldn't have the shakes.
Yeah, it's bullshit, man. But that just shows you that how the Lord's not dealing with.
Because they're all curses.
Yeah,
you know.
It just shows you that how the Lord's not dealing with certain camps, because you can't be pushing that confusion. The Lord said He's not the author of confusion. So one guy can't be saying it's this way, and then another guy in the same camp saying it's another way, and you're both part of the same fucking water.
Well, they preach another Yahushua, isn't it?
That's what they're doing. It doesn't make no fucking sense.
The one in the scriptures.
That's why the Lord's not dealing with certain. That's why the Lord's going to disband the IUIC, all these other, alphabet camps, not alphabet, but, what I'm saying.
Acronyms.
Yeah, the acronyms and all that camps. The Lord going to disband a lot of them because a lot of them are just self-willed, man. They're not doing the bidding of the Lord. Their God is their belly. They're all about the super chats. Debates, doing all these damn debates. Endless debates, man. For what? want to go on primetime TV and debate. All this bullshit. Like, what for?
Yeah.
Who's that edifying, man? That just sounds like some, you know, souped up version of modern day Roman Catholicism, man. That's just some modernized Israelite Catholicism. That's what these jakes are pushing right now. Yeah, but that's what these jakes are pushing right now. Israelite Catholicism, man. They're mixing and matching the Hebrew Israelites doctrine with Roman Catholicism. That's what IUIC is doing.
But this is what's making their doctrine weaker, though.
Yeah.
Because their doctrine's got weaker over time. It's not getting stronger. You know?
We're going to close up soon.
Oh, I was just seeing if it was because you might be having issues charging.
It's still 100. Yeah, so that's what these guys are pushing. That's why I always say the acronym for IUIC, Israelites United in Catholicism, man. Because they're not pushing, like the brother said in First Corinthians, they're pushing another Messiah. They keep calling the Lord Christ and all that. Even the Captain Cesariak, he was in a podcast the other day, and the title said Jesus the Christ.
Oh, wow. When you speak of.
That's a false Messiah, man.
Hey, you remember your other acronym, AI, Artificial Israelites.
Yeah. It's true. That's what it is, man. These guys are pushing another
fake,
a false Messiah, false doctrine, a false Messiah, man. And this is why the Lord's going to destroy a lot of these camps.
Yeah, the men of the Lord know his name and his son's
That's it.
The men of the Lord know the name, right? If you don't know it, it just means you
Lord ain't dealing with you.
If you can get that, it's the Rock 17 and 10.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, this is Isaiah 52 and 5. Now, therefore, what have I here, says Yahweh, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over them make them to howl, says Yahweh, and my name continual every day is blasphemed.
Yeah, so they're mistreating the Lord's name, man. They're using the Lord's name in vain. Some of them ain't even teaching the name. They just straight up abusing and taking a mick, man, like IUIC. They always making when they say the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it's always in a mockery type of sense of form. They never say it heartily.
What does Scripture say as well? They call my people to think my names, but names of Baal.
Yeah.
You know? You're promoting somebody else. You're Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah. So when they say the names of the Lord, they do it to make mockery. They're not doing it in the actual fear of the name. So this is why the Lord's going to bring that judgment as well, man. So when that judgment does come, they're going to know who brought it. And there ain't going to be no Jesus damn Christ, man. So Cesare Borgia. Shalom. It's gonna be Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that's gonna bring that judgment. That's why the Lord said judgment is gonna begin in the house of Israel.
Because if I can add, when you read Ezekiel the 36th chapter, it speaks about why the Lord is bringing this pain. Right? Why the Lord is about to unleash the most destructive destruction ever is to magnify his name.
That's what it's all about. Man.
So we need, because if you think about like what people are going to be asking in these last days, like why did we not know about this? Why were we not warned? But they'll be like, actually no, the people that are professing Yahweh and Yahushua, they warned us about exactly this. Exactly. What does it say in Ezekiel 33 and 33? When these things shall come to pass, then they shall know that a prophet has been among them.
What's one of the major prophecies? That the MOT to the beat.
Exactly.
And who's the main camp that's been pushing that for the Holy Spirit? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Great millstone. So when it comes to pass, then people are going to be like inquiring and they're going to know, this camp called GMS or Great Millstone has been the main camp that's been pushing about the MOT for years. And they're calling upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. So people are going to know whose name that we're coming in. It's not going to be no Jesus the Christ, like the IUIC and all these other feigned camps out here with their feigned leaders. You know, they're going to know that it's going to be distinguished. That's why the Lord said he's going to make it known. Someone get Malachi 3 and 17 as well. The Lord said he's going to distinguish between them that serve him and serve him not. These lies are going to be, got to come to an end, man. The Lord said that the mouths of these false prophets, the mouths have got to be stopped, man. Titus. Subverting whole houses, man. Because that's what these guys are doing. Because they're enjoying the festivities and the comforts of being in this society. Because they're making their little Crayola on the side. But that's not going to last all the test of time. Because when all hell breaks loose, that money's not going to be able to deliver.
Exactly, and that's why even what I was thinking about that acronym, artificial Israelites, right?
Yeah,
because artificial is what man-made.
it means unnatural.
Yeah, unnatural, man-made. But what have they created? A man-made doctrine.
Yeah, man-made man. Yeah,
A
precepts of men and all that.
Exactly, precepts of men, doctrines of men,
Yeah.
right? You know, and like you're saying, like they basically turned the Most High, you know, this truth into a house of merchandise.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is that's you remember the story? Al Shah got pissed off at that, man.
Exactly. Money changes.
Money changes.
These guys are the modern day money changers, man.
Yeah.
Because all they're focused about is making money and numbers of the congregation that they gain, because that increases their wealth.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really focused upon the truth.
Yeah.
Even though they know the truth.
Yeah.
But they're using it and abusing it.
And even when you look at these certain entertainers, these certain people in the world,
Yeah.
right? What's one of the things when they start getting into certain money? What's one of the things that they have no choice but to do is to stop speaking on certain things,
Yeah.
to start endorsing other things. Like, for instance, if you want to become a Premier League footballer, guess what? At one time every season, you're gonna have to wear that bloody rainbow armband, man.
Rainbow.
Right? Even you get certain of these YouTubers that will have partnership deals.
Yeah.
One of the things that they start doing is the partners will be like, look, man, we don't want you speaking on that. So guess what? You start seeing, as soon as someone gets that partnership deal, all of a sudden their content starts changing.
Yeah.
They're no longer as raw as they used to be because they want that money to be coming in. And that's it. That's why the scripture says the love of money is the root of all evil. Because money is a defense, right? Scriptures say that money is a defense. But it's understanding that actually getting this money goes against what it is that I'm about. I'm not going to take it. It's in the same way. Certain brothers, you know, have given their own testimonies. They had certain jobs, great job offers, but it got in the way of this thing, right? That could be, you could use that as an equivalence, right? But they was like, nah, I'm gonna leave that job so I can teach.
Good precept.
Yeah, you wanted Malachi, but you got one.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it there about name. You got Malachi.
Yeah, read Malachi.
I'm finished.
Go ahead.
This is 54. I mean, Isaiah 52:6. Therefore, my people shall know my name. Therefore, they shall know it in that day that I am he that does speak. Behold, it is I.
Yes, it's all about knowing the name, man. And what does it say in Surah 17:10? That the elect are going to call upon the name of Yahweh. You get some. Yeah, so that's the example that's been set, that the elect, only certain men are going to call upon the true name, man. You got heathens, not heathens, but you got other jakes out here that refuse to call upon the true names of Yahweh Shem Shai. Where you want to push that European Catholicism BS, man, which is a false idol, man, which is going to bring nothing but mass death and destruction, because those powers don't exist. Jesus the Christ does not exist, man. Yahweh Shai exists. You know, and you Jake's gonna find out in these last days more and more, man. Because the Lord's gonna start opening up. You see what's happening with all these ice raids. The Lord's opening up on the tribes right now, man. And slowly but surely he's gonna draw back his prophets off the streets. And once that happens, and the famine and the word takes place fully, then all you're gonna see is pure judgment, man. All you're gonna be getting is pure persecution. The Lord said, the same shall know it by death and pain.
Yeah, that's it. Because I did a video, because the fact that they're using Guantanamo, for me, I'm like, I grew up associating Guantanamo with the T thing, innit? So the fact that they're saying you illegals are going into Guantanamo, which basically you tribes are going into Guantanamo. What image are they pushing? They're associating Jake as a group, because they'll talk about illegal. We know every American's thinking Mexican. Let's just keep it real, right? So they're basically associating you tribes with T's just by that one stroke of a pen. But I've got the one you called for, bro. This is Malachi 3:16. It says, "Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it, and the book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh and that thought upon his name.
So there's a certain group of men that fear the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they're going to call upon those names, especially in the time of Jacob's trouble. And even before that, they're the main ones that's going to be known for pushing the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and not all these false names that these other guys are pushing out here. And that's going to be great millstone, man. People are going to know that. What are these other camps known for, man? They're different type of gimmicks, burgers and fringes, all this type of entertainment, extracurricular activity. But what a great millstone known for? Edifying videos.
Yeah, because what's one of the things they try to get on us for? Is he always getting on everyone?
The scripture says to rebuke and exhort, man. We're doing what the scripture says to do, man. A true prophet, that's what a true prophet will do. A true watchman will watch to make sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's why the apostles are there. So anyone that's teaching anything else other than what they're supposed to be teaching, they reprove and rebuke. That's right. You know, open rebuke is better than secret love. So that's how you're supposed to deal with Jake. You know, so that everyone else can see that this camp or this leader's going off, not to follow him, otherwise they're going to end up like him, man. The blind leaders, the blind, they're both going to fall into a ditch. That's why you got many examples throughout the years, and we got the receipts, man. The IUIC going off, changing the doctrine every couple of weeks, couple of months throughout the years. We got all the receipts, man. So they can never say, "Oh, we never said this and we never said that." If you heard what I said, moron, and all that, you can't say that because we got the receipts of you, you know, butchering the scriptures and doing double talk, double speech, man. You know, being double-minded. So that's why we use those as evidence to edify the rest of the flock of not to follow these guys. Romans 16 and 17 says to Skolpeo, watch them, man. Mark them that cause derision in the faith and stay away from them. So that's what a true watchman does. So we can warn the flock about them. So that's what we've been doing. So there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with watching other camps and getting on them in the spirit of truth if they're going off. If you're doing the apostle said it bare times, if you're doing the right thing, you're speaking the right, they'll exalt you. And they'll say, yeah, you're doing a good job. You're breaking down. But if you're going off, you're going off, man.
Yeah. Like I said, the apostles getting on to people that go off, there's a sign that they're in line with the fear of the Lord. When you look up the scripture, when you actually look up the phrase the fear of the Lord in the blue there, it comes up about 84, 88 times in different contexts. But like ultimately, you're supposed to rebuke wickedness because at the end of the day, if you know better, you just hide that knowledge under a stone and just let people Jake go off. Their blood is on your hands, like it says in Ezekiel, you know. So we're supposed to basically see the wrongdoing and warn our people of the scapegoats, bro.
Definitely, it's cleaning ourselves, absolving ourselves, you know, of guilt.
Yeah,
you know, because it's a thing. You know, someone's going. You know, let's say you know the bridge is broken, and just letting people drive onto that bridge, knowing that they're gonna drop. Nah, it's like no, you stand. Hey, don't go that way. Death's down that way. That's all we're doing.
We're warning them of their set perils, man. Warning them of their impending doom. Warning them that the enemy's coming. That's why you're supposed to blow you the trumpet in Zion. And the trumpet has a particular sound. And yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
So, and I was saying also, we're doing it because we've been told to. Right? If we
you finished Malachi. You ain't finished Malachi.
Says so it says verse 17, it says, and they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him.
Yes, so in these last days, those men that have been sighing and crying and calling upon the name, and there's also the name that's got the name of the Lord written in their foreheads. I told you that in Revelation, the 14th chapter, or was it the 15th chapter, but the name of the Lord written in their foreheads. Yeah. They're the ones that's going to be delivered and from the set perils, man. And all hell breaks loose, Jacob's trouble. They're the ones that's going to be taken care of, man, so to speak, by the Lord. While everyone else is out here suffering. Okay.
It says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not.
Yeah, so because you call yourself a prophet, you could be a prophet of Baal.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord said he's got righteous servants and he's got wicked servants, man. right now you're seeing that in Israel, man. You got righteous leaders and you got wicked leaders, man, that leading the flock astray purposefully, and they're going to be dealt with if they don't repent. So that's what it's going to boil down to. Even the brother said he had dreams that he saw, brothers, not all brothers being delivered. So a whole bunch of brothers that confessing the name of the Lord, and certain brothers got delivered and certain brothers didn't. That is showing you that the Lord's going to make that separation in these last days, man. Yeah, that's what's going to happen, man.
Which that's scary, man. It's like, because at the end of the day, it's all down to predestination.
Yeah, and that's why you got to teach the truth, man. Be sincere, man. Stop messing around. Don't mess around with this truth. So, because once the Lord comes, man, you can't make there's no excuses, man. Yeah. If you never did what the Lord told you to do, or you hid the truth under a napkin, you was being lackadaisical, you weren't going out there, you weren't doing your videos like you were supposed to, you're just being a nigger in the week, just going to camp on a Saturday, just, not putting your foot to the plow basically, or putting your hand to the plow, just being lazy with it, then the Lord's going to deal with you, man. Yeah. When that time comes, you can't complain to the Lord saying, "Oh, but Lord, I did this, I did that." Look at you, like, get out of here, man.
I'll always it's an analogy, but it's based off something Apostle Gabar said. He basically bought like a mixer, and it was expensive mixer, but fuck it, it's for your health. You spend that on a woman, right? And I think about that in reference to this thing, because in terms of time, you may be like, "Oh man, I'm too tired," or "I ain't got time."
Always making excuses,
but then if it was for abroad, all of a sudden it ain't too cold.
In the world. Yeah, the energy in the world.
Cross country, all
jump on a plane and all of that.
Exactly. All of a sudden, if it's abroad, it ain't too far. It ain't too cold. It ain't too this. It ain't too that.
This is your number one woman.
Exactly.
That's what Jakes don't want to realize. This is your first priority. Everything else is second, third. This is supposed to be your first priority. Yeah. Teaching this word, doing your part. With fear and trembling, and making the calling and election sure. Once the Lord comes, man, he said he's going to reward them that served him and reward them that didn't serve him not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great reward as well. Ezra saw the man being crowned.
That's right.
By Yahushua himself.
This is about the elect at the end of the day. Like I said, predestination, man. Yeah. You have to be predestined to be chosen to be part of the Lord's elect anyway. Yeah. But you still got to put your hands in the plow and do this work. Yeah. But as I was talking about, you got some feigned leaders out here, man, just doing the bidding of Satan, man. Purposefully not teaching the whole truth, man, like they're supposed to. Like you said, man, if they don't repent, the Lord's going to deal with them, man, as such.
Yeah. I've got one quick thing. Romans 14:5. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Because you got to really sincerely believe that you're involved in the truth. Because, you could be in that kind of checkbox spirit of like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do 3 videos so nobody gets on me, and I'm just going to show up and just read 1 or 2 scriptures, and then whatever time it is, we go home and it's another week. But you got to really sincerely be involved in this, because the Lord will, the scripture actually even says, "Cursed be he that does the work of the Lord deceitfully," bro.
Because you can deceive man, but you can't deceive the Lord.
That's it.
So the Lord sees everything, man.
That's it.
The Lord knows your heart's intent.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, boys, when you was reading, I was thinking, like, when you're speaking, sir, this ain't no dead-end job. Yeah. People work them dead-end jobs, they go in.
So like your phrase when you get strong.
Yeah, exactly. Something I just got to do. Now, this ain't that, man. This is life, man.
Yeah, you do something just to meet the quota.
Yeah.
Try and meet the quota just to keep yourself above water, so to speak. The Lord sees you, man. The Lord wants to see you, put your hand to the plow and go through shit when you're at your deepest, darkest moments, man. When you're not even feeling it, when you're not well, or when you're going through certain shit, and you decide to do a video, or those type of situations, man. Not just when you're chilling and relaxing and all that. You're supposed to be doing the work anyway. Or even when you're going through your darkest hours and all that, sometimes you're going through some shit, but you just concentrating on the word, like fuck it, and just do the work. Yeah. Lord wants to see that. That's showing that's a fighter. Someone that's willing to fight for me, man.
You know, keep fighting, doing the work. Yeah, which is part of your experience. I mean, whatever adversity you're going through, is part of your experience, which give you motivation extra.
Yeah, to do something. Yeah, because they talk about that in the world about repackaging. Well, don't forget that reframing. I forget the wording they use, but it's this idea of you're going through a situation. You can either use that energy to say, for example, cry about it, or you can like repackage, if you will, that energy into something else. So as the brother's going into, you might be going through some shit, right? But it's like repackaging now. Okay, I'm going through this. Is there a lesson in it?
You can take it either a loss or a lesson.
Exactly.
Even in the world, they tell you that adversity builds soldiers' character.
Yeah.
Men are built through adversity. So as a man, if you don't go through nothing, you're just going to be a wimp. You're going to become a simp and just, you're not going to be worthless.
Oh,
As a true man of the Lord, you have to go through adversity. You have to go through them challenges.
I've got that after.
You have to, come out on the other side stronger, wiser, with more faith.
Better. A good example of that is King David's story. King David was literally living life on the run from the king at the time. Like, you think about it, it's deep. Like, he was living, even though Saul was wicked, he was on the run from the king of Israel at the time. Like, and literally, like, had a situation where he wanted his head. And Saul, even there's an account in the Old Testament where Saul sent an Edomite after King David. And then he killed the Levites that were hiding David. And David was continuously fleeing from Saul, to the point where the Lord raised David up eventually, to the point where he became the mighty warrior king of Israel, was the father of King Solomon, who was in the spirit, Yahushua. Yeah. And now he's reverenced to this day. He's going to be the king when we're established as well.
So adversity builds character.
Sirach 2, I'm going to start from the top. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yes, so you got to weigh the cost, man. That's the first thing you're supposed to do before coming into the street. You're supposed to weigh out the cost. Are you fit for the battle? Are you ready to go all in and all out? Even if it's on your last dying breath, are you willing to continue with the Lord? Because the Lord said Romans 8 that nothing can separate him from the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, a true follower. Not even death or all these different examples that the Lord said nothing can separate illness, sickness. Nothing can separate you from the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, meaning you're willing to die for this truth. The love of labor of love. Salakia, go ahead.
Says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Set your mind right, man. And constantly endure, meaning you're not just going to go through one thing and that's it. You're going to be constantly going through situations where you're just going to have to just bite down and endure. Pray. There's another thing the brother's got to do more and more, like Apostle was saying, especially Apostle to the car.
Keep your medicine strong.
You got to pray, man. That's one of our it's one of the tools in our arsenal. Yeah, that's one of our main tools in our arsenal, is that prayer, man. Because that prayer works, man. If you truly believe in it, it actually works. If you believe in the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all things are possible, man. So you got to pray upon those names.
And building on what you just said, is to truly believe, because the scripture, I forget where, it might be in James, but basically when we pray, we must believe that the Lord is basically gonna answer those prayers, man.
That's it.
Right? Now it may not be the answer you want, but he's still gonna answer those prayers. Okay. So it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Right? It says, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, so what does that mean? So when shit hits the fan, you're not quick to just, give up.
Exactly.
Give up all hope and all that, start doubting the Lord. Or like when they make the mark of the beast mandatory, you just gonna run to the clinic and be the first one in line to take the C-hit. Like these guys in IUIC. When the whole vid thing happened, they was doing videos showing themselves going to the fucking clinic like idiots, crazy, to get the stabbing jab, like clowns, and bragging and boasting about it. Remember seeing y'all up in one of the videos? He was bragging and boasting, saying, "Yeah, we're here to get the stabbing jab." That you made haste in the time of trouble, man, because you're weak. It means you lack faith. That's basically what that was all about. That was like a faith test for brothers, like a precursor. That whole COVID thing, because a lot of guys was bugging out because of the fact that they might lose their job, or they can't go on holiday, and they're gonna have to go through all these restrictions because they ain't got no stabbing jab. But look, we're still here to this day. Still here now. So that was like a test of brothers' faith, a precursor to what's to come.
Was that the stab and jab that door? Because
What's the stabbing jab? Because it was in the clinic, filming themselves saying we're getting the stabbing jab. I remember watching it, man.
Right.
IUIC. It was bragging and shit, like, you know. He was bragging, saying stabbing jab. But you guys are clowns, man. You know, because we didn't get this. Brothers in Great Millstone, we didn't get the stabbing jab. We're still here, so that just shows how much faith brothers has really got. You know, really that we truly believe in those names, man. But they don't. That's why they're calling upon Most High and Christ blessed.
It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Yeah, cleave unto the Lord. How do you cleave unto the Lord? But first of all, call upon the name. That's how you cleave unto the name of the Lord. Cleave unto the Lord by calling upon his name, man. You know?
Prophets as well.
And then doing the works of the evangelist, man, doing what the Lord said to do, go out there and labor. Compel Israel to come in, man. Yeah. Keep doing the work. The Lord said, you know, occupy until he comes. Keep doing this work until the Lord returns. Yeah. Don't give up. Hold fast until I come. What does that mean? Hold fast until I come. It means you got to hold fast in the truth, keep doing the work.
Yeah. This is whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Yeah, meaning you're going to be going through that fire, man. That purging, man, that purging floor. You're going to be going through the fiery trials.
Yeah.
Whether it be health-wise, financially, could be relationship-wise. The money's not right. You know, things are just going bad for worse. You know, turmoil, man. Shit that's going to test, that will test the average person and make them bug out and end up in a care home somewhere, in a mental institution. But we got to go through it and endure. You know, pull upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Yeah. And also to cast all your burdens upon him. Yeah. And he will deliver you, man. That's part of the test. You know, trusting in the Lord is not going to be easy, and it's never fun.
Never pleasant at the time.
But at the end, you know, you get rewarded with that faith.
It's going to be much more exceeding weight and glory, isn't it?
That's it.
It's slippery, you know, going through. I mean, as you say, time of Jacob trouble and you know, all this. I mean, race war and stuff like that. It's going to help.
Yeah. It's going to help. Wisdom and knowledge to be the stability at that time.
Yeah. You know, like, even on the point of every man being persuaded and like really being immersed in this, like the Apostle Paul, he had 40 men that said, "Yo, we're not gonna drink, we're gonna eat until we kill this off." Like until we kill Paul. And then when Paul's company warned him and said, "Don't go back to Jerusalem because those guys are looking for you," he said, "I'm willing to go back to Jerusalem and to die there as well if I have to."
That's faith. That's faith. He didn't shy away. He didn't run away. You know, he got tired of running. Got tired of escaping different cities. And he was like, fuck it, man. If they're gonna kill me, let them kill me.
Yeah. Right. And he went through a lot as well. And like, you know, when you gave that account, and he was like, "Hey, I'm often amongst fake false brethren, shipwrecked twice, catching in hell,
fiery to chasten of the Lord."
Yeah,
that's that. He got bit by a snake.
Yeah,
all that was the chastening of the Lord.
Yeah, bro.
But he's still waiting to receive his crown, like the rest of the men of the Lord are to this day. Yeah. Yeah. Also, he got a crown laid up for him. That's what Paul said. So he had faith, man. He said he finished the work. That's one of the main things he said. He done the work of an evangelist disciple, and he finished the work, man.
He even said he wanted, like, if it was up to him, he'd depart. I'll get it, but he said it's better for me to be present with you. But he said, "Hey, if not for that, like I might as well just be dead, bro."
Yeah, because we're dead to this world. We had the opportunity. Most brothers would be like, "Yeah, man, I want to go back to the spiritual world. That's heaven." Even that woman that did that song, "So For Real," she made that song, "However Do You Want Me," and the Apostle Elders Gabar went into the lyrics of that song. That was basically a situation where she had an out of body experience, and she basically went to the fourth dimension, the third heaven, and the Lord basically revived her body back into her physical flesh, and she was vexed, basically saying, you know, she basically wanted to be in the heavens, man. Because she saw the you know, the beauty of the heavens, like Apostle Paul was saying in the book of Corinthians, you know, things that he couldn't utter in speech and all that.
You know, that's what she said. She saw the glory in the heavens, but then she got put back into this physical flesh. So she was like, "However, do you want me? Like, what do you want me to do?" Basically, that's what that whole song was about.
Yeah, up there's order.
Yeah, up there's order, peace, and serenity. Yeah. You ain't gonna worry about no disease, no infirmities, no fucking hell. You know, you ain't even gotta worry about Esau. Esau's up there. You ain't even gotta worry about him. You got the worst of the worst up there. You got Hitler, all these guys, Stalin, all these guys up there in the fourth dimension, man. Chilling. You ain't gotta worry about them. You're just in peace, man. You know? You don't even have to worry about food. Yeah. None of these different things.
Yeah, in this world you worry about everything.
Yeah. I remember when my mother passed and all that. My stepdad said he had a dream that he saw my mother in the dream. She was in heaven, she was in the party. And then they came to speak to her and all that. And she was like, "No, I'm good, man. Don't worry about me. I'm good." She was smiling. And then he said, "Oh, he just knew that she was all right." Just after she passed. And he was just all worried and all that. So they said the Lord gave him a dream. And he said he told us the dream. He said, yeah, he saw her in the heavens and she was in this, like a party type spirit. And she was smiling. She wasn't like upset. She was unhappy.
That's something.
But then in his mind, he said he knew that. Oh, yeah, she's all right. She's in a better place.
Put him at peace.
Yeah, she's at peace.
Yeah. I was saying because the apostles have long spoken about that's like, you know, down on earth, you know, people be crying for their loved ones and stuff. But these times, their loved ones are in the heavens, like, yo,
chilling, man.
Like, I'm good, bro. Like,
they don't want to come back.
Exactly. They're like, look, man, yo, Jacob's trouble's round the corner. Like, I'm hungry. Exactly.
They
like,
don't want to come
you're
back.
in hell.
You got that dimension there. It's like Paul did, man. He saw it, but the Lord sent him back. He didn't want to come back, man. He had an out-of-body experience. Yeah. Why would you want to come back to this hell? This is hell. We want to talk about hell or somewhere underneath the earth. This is hell. Where we're living right now is fucking hell. Because we're under this devil's rulership. Man. This is hell for us.
To put it into perspective, you don't even know what you're eating.
We don't know what we're eating. We don't even know what we're breathing right now.
Don't know what we're breathing.
Let alone eating.
Yeah.
But this is fucking hell on earth, man.
This is hell.
This is that place of,
and there's
under the heavens where it's catched fucking untimely hell. Not up there is nothing but peace.
Did you find
peace
that
of
one?
mind, man. The Lord said that in Peter's, man. He said when he said the chains of darkness, he said if you can find it, 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter. This is the place called hell. Hell is on the earth. Hell is a low place in the earth, condition on the earth, or it could be the actual grave, Sheol or Shawwal in Hebrew. You know, which is the actual grave underneath where you get buried. You know, there ain't no smoldering pit, fire and all that, where you're just going to be burning, where the spirit burns forever. How can the spirit burn forever? It's pure energy. The spirit is pure energy. The spirit is pure fire. The Lord, even that same chapter, the Lord calls his angels ministers of fire.
Yeah,
so how can you burn fire in a pit for eternity? Doesn't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, I guess behind.
That's another doctrine that these Catholics they call themselves Israelites to want to teach. Man. Israelites united in Catholicism, the hell doctrine. How does your spirit burning forever? But the Lord said the 2/3 are going to come back. All Israel's going to be righteous in the kingdom of heaven. It doesn't make no fucking sense.
This is 2 Peter 2, and so the 2 Peter 2, and I'll go to the point. Probably this one you wanted in 4. Fourth, Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell. And
the angels that sinned? Us. We're angels in human form, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're just angels in these physical bodies, these chains of darkness. But we're all angelic beings, man. We come from the Father of spirits. We're in these bodies, our spirits will just be, you know, back in the heavens, where they're supposed to be, with the Father. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, but and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. And
chains of darkness are talking about these bodies that we've got right now. These feeble bodies that keep breaking down, causing sicknesses and all that, headaches, you know.
It says, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly,
I don't know if it's a word searcher, but the word hell should be in that chapter.
Yeah, so what it's for. Let me 1 second. I'll grab it now. So in 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, verse 4, the word hell. Loading up the interlinear now. So it's they've got the phrase cast down to hell as Tartaro.
Yeah, well, that's where they get the Greek mythology.
Tartarus, yeah.
Tartarus, which is
The deep abyss of hell.
one of the levels of hell, where Hades and all that Greek mythology bears.
Fables.
But that's talking about hell. Is talking about a condition on the earth.
Yeah, they're going off. They're saying the name. Oh, this is mad. The way they describe it, man said the name of the subterranean region.
Esau's the devil.
Doleful and dark.
But that was part of the doctrine, innit?
Yeah,
Back then, the pagan.
Yeah. Oh, but check this
religion
though.
that they pushed. So that's why they pushed that hell doctrine, because there was a money search.
Yeah. But check this. It goes back to Esau directly. It says regarded by the ancient Greeks as the abode of the wicked dead. So it shows you, right?
See, there's no place where the dead die and are just burning for eternity. That's bullshit. That lake of fire is talking about America being on fire, being destroyed. And even at one time, Nate used to teach that, but then he changed that doctrine and started teaching all about this hell, people burning in eternity for hell. So he changed the doctrine, man. That double-minded speech and all that. That's what the Lord warned us about, man. The guy given to change, he keeps changing up the doctrine. You've got to watch guys that do that. That's why we have those receipts.
Yeah. And the heaven and hell doctrine don't make no sense. So then, how can you then explain why certain spirits then get reincarnated, which is in the scriptures? Like the Lord said, He will send the prophet Elijah before the great and coming dreadful day of the Lord. And the Yahweh told Peter straight up that John the Baptist, his cousin, was the spirit of Elijah. So if Elijah done all the deeds and he was just chilling in heaven permanently, why did the Lord send him back down as John the Baptist again? Why is his spirit coming back and not another one? You know, that is just their whole.
They weren't burning in hell and all that. It doesn't exist. It's BS. It's a fable. It's called a Jewish fable. So the word fable means, Greek word is mythos, which means a myth.
Yeah. Even Yahweh said that the centurions that pierced him will see him when he comes. I thought that man's supposed to be in hell. That man should have right next to Satan right now, bro. Just
real talk. Didn't even the Lord say he was going to be there in hell for 3 days? What does that mean? The Lord was down there in a pit in hell.
He took sunblock
with Satan. No, he was in the earth. Didn't the Lord die? He died, right? He was risen on the 4th day. So that's what the Lord meant. His body was his body was decomposing and all that. He died. That's what your body does, man. Once you die, your body decomposes and goes back to the elements, man. But the Lord was risen on the. Didn't the Lord raise Lazarus from the dead? Same thing. It was 3 days, right? And his body was decomposing, stinking, and the Lord raised him back out of the ashes, basically. And he came out of the sepulchre as a new formed man, like he never actually died. And his body was stinking for over 3 days. So that's showing you that the bodies decompose, they break down. Yeah. So that's what it's talking about, man.
Even when Yahushua was crucified, people walked out their graves and lived full lives.
Yeah, people coming out their graves and live full lives. So what is that talking about? It's that those people were in the pit of hell. It was in the grave. That's where they go to Sheol or Shawal, which means the grave, man. The earth, basically.
That's good.
So that hell doctrine is madness. But you got guys that actually wholeheartedly believe that bullshit. Because their leaders are straight fucking hireling, man. He's a witch doctor, basically, man. He's bewitched them to believe that madness.
Yeah.
Close up in like 5-10 minutes.
There was because one of the breakdowns that it gave, Interlinear gave for Tartarus, was talking about dead bodies and some nonsense. This is Ecclesiastes.
Because they've got different levels of hell, and bullshit, man.
Ecclesiastes 12.
Dante's Inferno.
Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was; the spirit shall return unto the Most High.
Exactly. That's why one of the titles of the Heavenly Father is called what? the Father of spirits, right? Because the spirit goes back up to the heavens, where it came from, the spiritual world. Just like Paul, where did Paul didn't go underneath the earth? His spirit went up to the third heaven. He didn't go into no depths of hell and all that madness. When he died, his spirit, first thing spirit did was leave his body and go straight back up to the heavens. That's why he saw the heavenly glory. You know? So what are they talking about? Then your body decomposes, as we just went into, right? Yeah, I was shy. Lazarus. So it's not hard to understand. That's part of the simplicity in Yahweh Shai. Life and death, just the process of death. You know, where your body goes after you die. You got people, scholars and all that shit in the world still arguing over that till this day, afterlife and all of this. You know, trying to act like it's some deep breakdown, but where your spirit goes and all that, no one knows. You're just in the abyss and all this madness.
The scriptures give all the answers.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like, what was it? The big conundrums of the earth, right? The meaning of life. Well, it's also in Ecclesiastes, serve the Most High, right? Effectively. Well, in fact, I might as well grab it. I think it was 12 or something after. All right? You know, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Exactly. It's the process of life, man. It's called the cycle of life for a reason. Because your spirit is just recycled, man. Just like everything else is recycled. You see the grass in the ground, you see the flowers, the plants. That we're in the season of winter right now. Everything's dead and withered away. But then what happens in the spring? Everything starts budding and coming back. That's called reincarnation right there.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us
regeneration, should I say, which is the same word. Go ahead.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Right? It's regeneration, man. Everything dies and it regenerates. That's why the Lord made the earth the way it is. It regenerates itself. That's why you have the land Sabbath. You're supposed to leave certain parts of the earth alone to rejuvenate itself so it can yield its full strength. So when you come back to that land, you can reap the resources of that land plenteous and in abundance. And it's much more. It will be much more healthier. Man.
When you read Genesis 1, it speaks about everything with the seed in it.
The seed in it. The Lord made everything to be regenerated. From the plants, the people, animals, everything's regenerated, man. Everything regenerates. There's no fucking evolution. That's BS, man.
That's just thinking about that, just showing you the power of the Lord. Right? Because outside of a child,
that's real science. To regenerate something by itself. That's crazy. Real science, man. The word science just means knowledge. It's crazy. So the Lord's got the ultimate scientist, man. He created something that could regenerate itself without you doing too much to it. It takes care of itself.
Everything we need for life is on this planet.
Exactly.
Esau will feign scarcity, I want to say it, just so that people have this idea that, we've got to come to him, that he has to have a solution. But actually, this is just mismanagement, man. That's why the scriptures speak about one that is profitable. Because Esau ain't profitable, man. Under his rulership, here it is, he wants to look down on Jake especially, but all these heathens in general, right? But it's like, look at what you've done with this world, man. Right? Everyone's suffering under your model. But everyone's sick. Proverbs 29 and 2. Okay, everyone is mourning. That's the thing. You speak and you watch videos from people outside in different countries. They will tell you the same story. That people are struggling. The only people in those countries that are doing good once again will either be elites or Americans that are moved over there.
Yeah, 100%. Why is that? Because the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. The apostle was saying it last night. Like, Esau's been given all this power, which the word power goes into the word Allah, which means a godlike power, and he could use it to do the right thing. But he's been made to be the wicked, so he does wicked things. Instead of building, he destroys, man. Instead of rejuvenating the earth and making shit, come out plenteous, he sucks the earth dry. He keeps drilling and sucking the resources out of the earth until everything's depleted, basically. It takes a longer time for everything to regenerate.
Because I remember when they said that, they were speaking about how he could have used the AI for good, but it's the same with the internet.
Exactly. You could use the AI to heal cancers and certain things, man, to do proper things with science, man.
to do things and to push knowledge on people.
Exactly, make people actually smarter and not
Exactly.
dumber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like you think about the accounts that the apostles give in terms of like how when they needed to find out some information, they had to go to the library, open up books, read those books, and the answer may be like 75% through the book. Now imagine people had that same level of diligence with the amount of access to information that we have right now.
Read that.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. Like people, it should be the smartest generation.
Should be.
Yeah, technology smart.
Exactly.
Smarter, but
Yeah,
people are
the
stupid.
people have been dumbed
People
down.
dumb, yeah. We're supposed to be the smartest generation, but we're arguing about what a woman is.
Exactly. Because it shows you, man, Esau he abused the power that was given to him. Man. Because he's that evil cherub. It talks about the cherubs in Ezekiel 28. And he's an evil cherub that used the power that the Lord gave him. And he abused that power. The wisdom and the knowledge that the Lord gave him, he ran it into the ground. Man. He used it for wickedness instead of righteousness. But he's the wicked anyway. So that's what the wicked would do. So that's why the Lord said there's going to be a changing of the guard, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a transition of power.
Yeah.
Once the righteous, the true Israelites, Jew, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, power seat under Yahweh Shai, then we're going to show you what real righteousness looks like, man. All that stuff, we're going to have all that technology, because all that technology is because in the ancient world they had all that type of, didn't have cameras right or anything. Well, they had all that ancient science from back then, man, in the ancient world. It's just old. That's what the word technology goes back to the word. It's just refined technique, modernized technique. Shit in the ancient world. How do you think we was able to build the pyramids in the east?
Well, look at our carrots of Israel. Like
Them chariots have been there since the beginning.
Horse and carriage led the way to the fire. If you didn't have the horse and carriage, you wouldn't have the vehicle.
Exactly. Other ones going into, like, say, the Baghdad battery, and they had something that resembled what we know as a regular battery today. So it's like, well, what were they using with it? Yeah. Right, and it's another thing as well. Esau likes. It says in Ezekiel 28, right? He's wiser than Daniel. Cool, fair enough. But remember, you're not even the head of gold, man.
No.
The
Babylon was more like, on the more higher. America's the toes, man.
Yeah, miry
clay mixed with iron and all that. And then even it says knowledge and wisdom shall increase, but the wicked shall not understand. At the end, you might. But that's going to be to your destruction, man.
The scriptures also is the knowledge of wickedness. It's not wisdom.
It's not wisdom, yeah.
As an example, because that's all he pushing. What's that? I remember Pastor Ramlab did that series or a couple videos, like back in the height of the better, man. With all trillions, Salaki, all the like there should be no homelessness in it. There should be no further, because what they thousands are homeless. What I was really thinking about is like how many he likes like actual building apartment blocks is there in the country? It's like a city, bro. You see what I'm saying? You could. That's not a difficult problem to solve, and that's assuming if you have people like moving in, because this is it. When the time of Jacob's trouble comes, you're gonna see how quick Esau can build.
Trying to build these smart cities, but what did the Lord say, Malachi? So they can build as much as they want.
Hey, once again on Guantanamo, that's a 30,000 sleeper.
You're going to ship the asses to China.
They're going to start building you're having people moving into, man.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been displaced, man.
Yeah, these
So
cordons, you're going to be seeing them moving quick. Revelation 12 and 12.
because making his ending come that much quicker.
Exactly.
Because you had ancient Babylon, was it ancient Nineveh, to rule for like 70 years, but the Lord cut their time short. America's supposed to be 250 years in ruling. Yeah, we could be later on this year. Election. Between then and for this devil to go down. He's going down anyway. Hoping for, a better future, make America great again. The eighth head that was God that should go into perdition. Last couple of precepts.
This is the book of Luke, the 18th chapter. Sorry, one second. Yeah, that's it. That's like it. That's my bad. Luke 10 and 18. And he said unto them, I beheld from heaven, because the building is light. No one can take him down. But when Yahweh Shai earth, man, and literally, man, so to be a mere mortal and even like the vision that every still come to play where the Lord just starts literally slapping and them. Once things to knock people out in the first round, worse. Yeah, a demolition, man.
He built him, what really is the Lord gave Eve the world-destroying weapon. And the weaponry of today.
To destroy themselves.
To destroy themselves.
The waster, it's called it the waster.
He thinks that's giving him the ultimate. Whenever there's a film with an outer space threat, whether it's an asteroid or whatever, send the nukes. They'll be like, oh yeah, we've got this spec. Let's send again. Believes in, and that is there's one great. It's Ezekiel 28, straight to the point, right? In verse, a slave, I am God. Thou shalt be a slave.
You know what I mean? When the apocalypse lots, the nukes, bro. Yeah.
But you will be no closer. Yeah.
But you can never.
That's it. So you're going down, man. In fact, we was a portal around, I said years ago, it's like in another dimension, man. And when not return unto me void. Yeah. So the moment that the Most High said that Esau will be destroyed, it was done.
Because it's already written down in the book. Waiting for it to manifest. Yeah. That's what the apostle Ram. And your death is already confirmed. Meaning your kingdom is going to go as fast as it came into power. Within 1 hour, the Lord says he's going to dismantle your whole empire, man. Quicker than the Roman Empire was done.
It's the premise of that anime death. Once your name was written in that, dead, but that's it. Character, and they ain't not. Or what right? Regardless of what kind of imagery you somehow you defeat the aliens, you defeat them. But that's one of the things Esau loves doing. But when you be watching,
that's called a Hollywood production.
That's it. You watching these shows, they love making mockery out the Most High, man.
They can only imagine. They can only imagine in the Hollywood production, but these devils know in real life they ain't winning no war against you.
Yeah.
But let's close out on the Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. We'll close out. Man, you saw your time's up. Let you want something he's supposed to do to lead America into that pit of destruction, man. That World War III. He's going to lead America into World War III to get destroyed.
9 and 12. But man also knoweth not his time. As the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Never say peace and safety, then sudden, man. Esau going to be thinking, yeah, we got them everywhere we want, we got everything where we want. The world powers, we got control. And then all of a sudden, the Lord is going to come step in and crush all your dreams, man.
Yeah.
The Lord's the spanner in the works, man. He's the one that you didn't anticipate. Our shine, man. It's coming to take your new world. It's going to be the beginning of your soul. It's crops and slave. The devil's got hell to pay, man. The future is definitely not. It was bright for Israel, man. Probably ain't got nothing else. And we're going to close out till next week. Abu Ratazar. Hashem Yahawashi, Hashem Stone.